it was voted 7-1 that he might have been asking for a lawyer dog. To me, it's easier in person because, like, you can read people when you're talking, so you can see like,
see my,
you can see my throbbing erection through my pants.
And that's how
you can know I mean
job.
business.
Yeah. Please share what would be important for him or her to know.
I have AIDS.
I got AIDS from you.
Interesting. What kind of drugs you trying to run? Bitch, everything.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to episode number 14. We brought the pain this time, folks.
We brought the energy.
If you listen to episode 13 and we're like, wow, the dads are really somber, they're going to bring it down a little bit. You fucked up because this episode's going to be nothing but straight tens the whole time.
Sometimes you got to take a rest, and we
needed a Dapper rest.
It was like we were arrested. That was jail for me.
Literally, that episode was, man, it was good. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but it was definitely a very sleepy time Dapper Dad's episode.
If you could have seen,
what we looked like corpses. Like we were both pale. When I walked down here, it was just like, hey, shit. Fucking think we can bleep it out.
Yeah. I'm gonna bleep it
man.
out.
So let's get it. Let's get the shit out of the way before we get this hot show on the road. Everyone checking us out, go ahead and check us out on all of our formats. Check out www.dapperdadspodcast.com. We got everything in a nice, neat little package there for you. So if you want to do submissions or stream the episode right from there, we are on iTunes. We are on Google Play. We are on Stitcher. We are on Bandcamp. We are on YouTube. Tune into everything. And also, as always, give us a call or text us anything at 402-7-DAPPER. And for those of you who can't figure out a numeric keypad, that is 402-732-7737. The
numeric thing really fell off with cell phones, I feel like.
Well, because once once you have a pull-up touchscreen keyboard on everything, you don't really need a numeric pad,
Exactly.
But it's nice that Apple still puts the little letters in there just in case someone wants to spell out Dapper.
And dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com if you want to email anything and everything. Also give us those reviews on iTunes.
5-star reviews, folks. If you would like to eventually party with the Dapper Dads, which is our biggest dream, got to get those 5-star reviews. A 5-star review basically shows Apple that people are interested in the show, they believe in the program, and that's how you get exposure for this kind of thing. So obviously I'm not going to sit here and suck anybody off for exposure, but if you like what you're listening to, if you want to see it keep going, just hit us up with those 5-star reviews.
Take someone's phone and do it. And if you are having trouble, we got one today, but for some reason it won't show me the review until I think there's a
because there's
period.
Something very bad.
Yeah, probably. But several people have told me it won't work. Try changing the name. Apple's stupid, and I had someone have to put in 15 names to do it. That's
you can honestly just put in a random combination of characters as a name, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if it's a 5-star, if it's not letting you post it, it's probably because the name you're trying to use has been taken.
Yeah,
that's the thing that fucking sucks is they make it so difficult to leave a
and
review.
it doesn't alert you either.
I know.
Apple, get on this.
So yeah, try switching the name. Take your friend's phone and leave us a review, and subscribe while you're at it on there. Tell all your fucking lackeys to get this shit glowing.
So we have both had very, very eventful weeks. They've been the beginning of the week. If the episode that came out today, technically the 3rd, we recorded the Sunday beforehand, so the 29th of October. So there hasn't been a full week between the last time we saw each other, but there's been plenty of substantial
events.
Dapper
events.
I'm
sick again.
Yeah, we are both sick again. I was at work all day and I've had that weird. It's the time of year all that shit's going around.
Yeah.
It's
I can't hear out of my right ear. I can now in the morning, and then throughout the day it just gradually leaves. So if anyone knows how to help that, because it drives me fucking crazy. Hearing out of one ear is a nightmare.
Gotta go get antibiotics or something. You have an ear infection.
Going to the doctor. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Episode 3. My knee is fine now. I'm not going back to the doctor.
You know what's fucked up is my right knee is starting to hurt, so I think you gave me your knee pain.
I told you, it's like it follows.
It passed through you, through Comrade Bone Daddy, into my knee.
That's how everything passes.
Just for the record, in case people want to know, Comrade Bone Daddy is the name of the glass skull that we allegedly did or did not take. So
yes,
he is
from somewhere.
He is down here in the dungeon with us right now, watching over our show.
You might be able to see him soon.
I was going to say, actually, something fantastic that we are testing out is a visual component for the show.
Yes.
So
you may or may not see that.
So we are actually doing a field test right now with it. We're shooting some video, so we'll see how that works. Stay tuned for that, because that will be coming sooner than later. If you're interested in seeing what our dumb, fucking ugly mugs look like and seeing how much we chain smoke during the show.
If you want to see some bad angles,
if you want to see some,
we forget we're on camera.
Oh yeah, and then I just start well, it can't be worse than Sunday when I was like
I know
leaning
that was
against
part
the
of the
wall
reason I
and,
was like, we need the visual component, because looking at that, I was like, God, this is hard to explain.
man, you're gonna
and
have
it's
to get me
nice.
in like a weird tired position again. That came out.
No, I'll
I
wear
feel
it out.
like you could do that.
You'd like that, wouldn't
Oh,
you?
I would.
You
That's what I've been
fucking son of a
begging for
bitch.
since episode 1. So let's get
All
into
right,
your
yeah.
week. You got to
My
see.
week.
You got to see the king of Atlanta trap, Young Thug.
Yes, I did.
And I will throw that out on the record. T.I. says he creates it. Gucci Mane will always have the highest level of respect in my heart.
Yes.
But Thugger, man, and you got a beautiful Young Thug shirt on. Can we show that to the camera?
There's more to it, but and it's a whole story. Got a beautiful tee. I was crazy sick Monday. Tuesday was Halloween. It was like a fucking terrible Halloween.
It was a god awful Halloween
God.
until the very end for me. The very end was good, but the whole day
Mine
itself
was
fucking
just-
sucked.
I was sick, and we got like 2 trick-or-treaters.
I didn't even hand out
Fucking-
candy, honestly. No one even like came through my neighborhood.
I know. I hate it. It like doesn't. It's like it's not a thing anymore.
Well, like the Rockford trick or treat laws were like weird this year. Like it was done at like 7 p.m.
yeah,
or something
they want.
like that.
It's like they want it to be done, and you got to go in like a building or the trunk or treat shit. Like you
Right.
need to walk. If I have kids, they're going house to fucking house.
I mean,
to
if
the
I gotta-
sick houses.
I mean, if I got to bring a piece with me as I walk around trick or
Yeah.
treating, so be it. But my kids are getting the trick or treat experience. You
Yeah.
feel me?
and yeah, it was just disappointing. Even one of the kids I got was Batman, and he was just clearly being driven from house to house.
Yeah.
So he stopped at mine. Like, I go all out. You seen? I put the
Oh, it's
decorations out.
fantastic.
I really go for it. And he was like, I don't know children's ages at all. And his gloves were so big he couldn't grab the candy. And I'm like, just take it. Just go out, like, fucking
Just take
it
a
off.
huge
And
thing.
he had to take like several handfuls because his gloves were too excessive. And then the other group was some kids who are like borderline too old, like 13.
Yeah.
There was 3 of them, and they were like, trick or treat. And I put it, like, just held out the bucket because I had hella candy. No one shows up.
Yeah.
I'm like, just go for it. And then they took a little bit more than I would have taken if I was in their shoes. And I was
That's
like,
how you
all
know
right.
you're getting old.
And then the kid was like, you want to just pour the rest in my bag? And I had to stop myself from socking a 13-year-old on my porch.
If I had a nickel for every time that happens on a weekly basis.
I was like, you greedy motherfucker. And I was like, I think you're good, and I'm going to eat the rest of this.
yeah,
so
since I paid
get
for
off
it.
of my lawn.
Fuck, because they're at that age where they're being fucking freeloaders already. God damn,
Yeah,
they can't
like
wait to be
they're
freeloaders.
borderline-
They can't wait to be freeloaders until they're old enough to, like, leech off the government or
Yeah,
something.
I wanted to be like, you guys got 5 more sweet years, and then the real world's going to fuck your
Yeah,
face.
your fucking mom's probably going to go to Target and get it all on clearance anyway, so I don't
Yeah.
think you need that much fucking candy.
And like, even as a kid, when like, I just like going house to house. I don't love candy like that. And then you just have so much fucking candy.
so much,
like,
and it's like, how are you going to even eat that much?
Yeah.
You just end up throwing most of it away because
yeah,
it goes
gets
bad.
gross. And it's like fun, but yeah, I was never really in it for the candy, just the experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, Halloween was kind of lackluster. But then, Wednesday, I went to see Thugger.
Fantastic.
And I'll preface this by saying Young Thug is by far one of my favorite artists.
Hands down. He is
Probably
a Dapper Dad's favorite.
Top 5 for me
Absolutely.
right now. And for the past several years, ever since I fucking found him. And so it's in Chicago. Shout out Red Bull. Red Bull is doing a fantastic thing, 30 days in Chicago for November. So every day they have a different artist playing. Young Thug was November 1st. They've also got like Migos and Yachty is one show.
Oh, that sounds
Fake
nice.
Shore Drive 10th year anniversary, which is what I'm going to tomorrow. Trapone Kwaku doing a show like the whole month. Khalid, or however you say it, like
So much
they're
good
doing a
shit.
great thing. Every show is $15. They give away shit if you're like first in line, which is how I got this shirt, which I'll get into. Like, shout out Red Bull, like it's fucking
Shout out Red Bull,
incredible.
seriously. Like, thank you for giving people that opportunity. 'cause
Yeah,
shit.
I never drink Red Bull unless it is mixed with alcohol.
Oh, I
but,
drink
like,
lots of Red Bull.
I love what they do. Like there's a bunch of like podcasts I listen to that record at their space in New York, and they like actually do some tight shit. So shout out Red Bull. This was a fantastic event. I left home around 3:34, got to Chicago at like 6:30. It was another almost 3-hour experience. I don't know what I have done. Chicago, I'll be there tomorrow, and
we
then I'm like,
know what you
I'm like cutting ties for a long time. And it was just fucking in the car. It's rainy. It was shitty out. And I was just stuck in that car for 2.5, 3 hours driving there on a highway. And it was hard to deal with.
Okay, here's what they say. They say that things happen in threes. So you've had 2.
No, I'm good. I can't do another 3 hour
tomorrow.
Trip. No,
if it happens
shut your
tomorrow,
fucking whore mouth.
If it happens tomorrow, then we know it's done.
I know.
You can't just fuck up the studio.
You can't just fucking talk to me like that. And it's a goddamn dungeon.
Listen,
You know that.
first of all, No one's found the entrance yet. They even with this video component. Let's see
Now
if you
you'll
can
know.
find the fucking entrance. To
I feel like people
place.
will be like, "That's not a dungeon. It looks nicer than it should."
First of all,
I
they're
agree.
not seeing the whole dungeon.
We shouldn't have nice things like this. Yeah,
No, we
just outside of camera view are things we can't explain.
It is. I mean, shout out Matt for the fantastic
Yes.
space. I mean, God bless him.
So yeah, we got up there, popped in a bar next door. It was at the Metro. Popped in the bar. Then we were trying to get these goddamn T-shirts. They said they were limited. They're made by Joe Fresh Goods, who's from Chicago and does a lot of. He just did a collab with the Bears. He's doing big things. So he made them, but we didn't know like how many there were going to be. So they hand out these tokens that you redeem once you're inside.
Yeah.
And we're like in the bar and we can see out. And I was explaining like that should be the process. And then we realized that's literally what's happening. So we like chug our beers and walk out and the people left. So I'm like, fuck, if I don't get one of these shirts. Then finally, I think because it was raining, they came and gave us the token. We get in there, got my size. It's fucking hype. Had to hold on to it for the entire show. But I was
for a shirt that beautiful, it's worth it.
Oh
though, let
god,
me tell you.
and then the back is sick too. So yeah, then we get in there. They had drinks that were like Thugger inspired, so we got a super slimy.
Of course.
And then they also had a tropical Thugger, which I was gonna get later, but I made the mistake of getting a beer that was only $1 cheaper because I was just overwhelmed by all the experiences.
Because you were from your Snapchats, you were fairly close to the stage too.
Oh,
from
yeah.
what it looked like. You were
I
like
don't
up
play games.
You were up close and personal with Thugger.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, we had that drink. It was very tasty. Got down there. DJ Oreo,
Ooh,
who used
shout
to
out
be
DJ
Chance's
Oreo.
DJ, was like the DJ in between everything, fucking playing all of the bangers except Katie. And I tweeted at him. He was like, "Tweet at me, we'll play anything." Tweeted at him, and then I see him check his phone, and his eyebrows went up, and he was like, "Oh!" And I'm like, "That better be him seeing Katie and knowing to fucking play it, because we'd have went up." That didn't happen, but he did play the bangers. The one opener was Valley, who I've mentioned before. I've seen him previously perform with a Gucci backpack with a small dog inside, a live dog. So I was like, "You think he's gonna have the dog?" So he comes out with like 100 people on stage. I'm gonna be honest, he's not a great performer. He's very much with like let the song play and kind of like ad lib and looks super high all the time. Yeah, it was still entertaining. And then he played Shell, which is like his biggest song, my favorite song by him. And he had like kind of like a messenger bag type thing, no dog, until the end. And then the dog popped out. So then I was like, he had the fucking dog in there the whole time. Like that, it's like a fun.
That dog has to be deaf by now, because if he's just bringing
it was a different dog.
That completely changes the dynamic of it. Is it a different dog at every show? Is it a different bag at every show? I keep a Mac in a Louis bag.
And it's a very funny thing to tell people, and I think it's getting his name out there. But he's going to start getting people who are like, nah, like that's not good.
PETA's going to shit on him.
He's jumping around with a small dog in a backpack in a loud venue.
If PETA finds out, they're gonna fucking show up at his show wearing furs and throwing shit.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't think it's a good career move.
No.
Put
a baby in there.
Yeah, take the baby. Yeah, take the baby.
Put it in the Gucci bag. Say you carry
Jump
around.
Walked out Gucci, then crossed the street. Fuck. So yeah, he was still good. Like I said, DJ Oreo came back out, was killing it. There was a second opener who I'm not gonna name because they were terrible, and it was one of those things where
Put him on blast.
I don't even remember her name.
Put him on blast.
It's a female rapper who was wearing a mask, and like. She might be good in a different...
Snow the Product?
No, God, no, I'd have punched that. Sorry, I wouldn't hit women, but...
Was it a really...
It's a Chicago girl. I've heard the name like mentioned in another Chicago song. It's a very specific Chicago rapper who I'd never seen before. Like I said, maybe in a different circumstance it would have been good.
Yeah.
Not the time and the place. Like I needed bangers and not to think about shit, and it felt like it went on forever. At one point, someone in the front row had their phone up and they were just watching the baseball game, and then they pointed at her, and she like leans in and is rapping in the camera, and I'm like, he's just watching the baseball game. He's not even paying attention to you. So she was not great. Whatever. Then there was a long period where I was worried that Thug wasn't even there because like DJ Oreo turned down the music and then was just talking to someone. So we're all standing in the crowd like, what the fuck? And then at one point he's like, who the fuck turned the music down? And it's like, you, because you were having a conversation.
Probably about how Thugger was passed out in the back from too much lean.
So then they keep doing the thing like, y'all ready for Thug? Woo! And then finally he comes out just fucking magnificent, like
a beautiful golden god.
Long coat, sunglasses.
Light streaming from his mere essence.
Yes. Every time I've seen him, he just comes out like just looking fantastic.
Well, of course.
And hype. And so he came out, went crazy. He played a bunch of wonderful shit. Really wanted Homie.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play Homie.
That always happens though. There's always, when I go see bands, there's always like one or two songs I want to see them play and they never do. But it's okay.
Yeah, and like it was definitely great. That was just the one I was really looking for. That and his Sacrifices verse, which he did not do. That is like probably the verse of the year right now for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that it's scheme is.
Well, because like it's one thing, because like Thug is always known for like throwing wordplay around and like being really creative with stuff like that. But that verse was like head and shoulders above
and
like most shit coming out.
Crisp and crazy.
Because it's like, how often does he even try to sound like that?
I'm talking neat.
Just go ahead and splice it in right here. Give him a taste.
I'm kicking pimping like I punt, but don't you think shit sweet? I'm talking sweet, deal meat. I'm talking sweet like he sleep. We ain't doing too much talking. I'm talking about talking like a speech. Like the president, I kill a meat. I'm talking neat like freak. I'm talking neat like fleek. I'm talking neat like a geek. You come with beef, I eat the beef. I'm talking beef, spelling B.
So yeah, he played fucking all kinds of shit. He played About the Money from the T.I., which is one of my favorite. That was probably the hypest I got because I didn't think about him playing that, and I fucking love that verse. He did Digits. He did Lifestyle, which I always forget about. What else did he do? It was just running through them. He did Family Don't Matter, which I was waiting for.
That good.
Yeehaw was so loud.
Yeah.
Everyone was hyped. A lot of people in the crowd, not to be the old man here, but God, these fucking kids are getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Like so many people were like out of their mind.
Oh yeah, because well, and like I don't want to harp on this too much, but like the rap culture these days does glorify a lot of drug use, and Russ got a lot of shit for coming out and saying like, hey, maybe you shouldn't glorify drug use, and then that one rapper was like, until I can forget about my dead homies and my trauma, I won't. And then he almost no, it wasn't 21 Savage, but then
he said that too.
He
a lot
said
of
that
people
too.
have.
But then the specific guy who tweeted Russ that almost OD'd 3 weeks after that.
Yeah, you're talking about
I forget
Fredo Santana.
Yes,
yeah,
because he came out and then he was like, "No, we shouldn't be." He was like, "We shouldn't glorify this anymore," because like, and it sucks that that's what it takes for some people, But it's like just because
Russ just isn't the person, because Russ is awful and corny.
Yeah, he
so like he just comes off more corny by saying, and he's so like fucking, he just bitches about the industry all the time, and then it's like trying to make a big point.
Well, my thing is that like, okay, I understand that he like self-produced and self-wrote and did everything for his project, which is respectable. Yeah. Not a lot of artists do that these days.
He's just a dick.
He's just a dick about it.
Great.
Well, okay, it's like he doesn't.
You can be a dick if your music is good enough. His music is not good enough to be a dick.
He just doesn't hold enough water in the industry yet to be making claims like that.
Yeah.
Like if Kanye was to come out and say stuff like this, or Thugger, it's one thing.
That's
but
why
like,
Kanye can say all the crazy shit,
because
he's made fucking classic albums and he's a genius.
Yeah, you've made one self-produced product.
Even if you don't like what he's saying, sometimes
you still gotta respect it.
Yeah, he's fucking made unbelievable things, and people like to forget until you like go to a Kanye concert or listen to like a playlist of his. Like he's got hits out the ass like no other.
No, absolutely. And everyone always forgets too, because they always focus on the stuff that he's currently done.
Yeah.
And people forget that he was like the king of sampled hip hop back in
the 2000s.
But even
at the show, and I know I'm in Chicago, so it's biased, they're playing a bunch of shit off Pablo, and everybody is screaming every word. Like Famous, which isn't a song that comes to mind when I think of Kanye.
Yeah, but
everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
And then Father Stretch My Hands 1 and 2. They played Real Friends, and even everyone was going off.
Weird.
Like, in Chicago, obviously they can play anything and everybody knows every single word.
Yeah.
But I feel like outside of that, if you're into rap, like you can respect that Kanye is one of the greatest, hands down. I won't argue this. I can't stand behind everything he does, but he's crazy. There's something mentally wrong with him.
Absolutely.
And I hope he gets help, but like that's how the best creations happen, when people are fucking insane like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was beautiful. Doug played a bunch of shit. By far my favorite moment. Oh, yeah, but people were crazy. There was one fucking big guy who's so sweaty and just like, I thought he was like Young Thug's biggest fan. And then every time I seen him, he wasn't even singing a single word. And I kept trying to get away. There's people we kept trying to get away from who were like out of their minds.
Yeah.
And then you just can't. They just keep popping up by you. And it's like, get the fuck away from me. And, but by far my favorite moment, Thug's performance was incredible. Wish it was longer. Could watch hours of it.
Oh, yeah.
He had on a coat, and then he had on a hoodie with a T-shirt over it. So he takes off the coat, and he's jumping around. And then at one point, he tries to take the hoodie off. So he's pulling it off, and his arms are extended out, and he gets stuck in it. So then he just walks over and stands like that, and a grown man comes over and helps him out of his hoodie, which takes another minute of them, like, he's got like 6 chains on, but he just literally like tried to take it off, got halfway, and then just held his arms out like a kid would to their mom. And this big security guard comes over and helps him out of his
I want to be that rich off of this show. I want to be so rich that, like, when I try to take my clothes off and can't, someone has to come help me.
Yeah, and you don't have to do anything, just arms extended. It was probably 2 minutes of this, and I wish I could show that visual to people, because he's just arms out.
Well, I mean, we got the visual.
Yeah, but I wish it was him, because he's so tiny too.
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
No, he's like tall, but he is stick thin.
Yeah, no, lean will do that to you.
Yeah, well, lean will make you get a crazy belly too.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking fantastic. Then the DJ, like, he left the stage and the DJ kept playing, so we were all like, oh, encore.
Right.
No encore. The DJ just decided to play a few more songs, and everyone was like, then we were right up front because we thought he was going to come back out, and, you know, some people leave.
Yeah.
We didn't, and then the guy's just playing, like, songs from Super Slimy and other shit, and then eventually just leaves the stage, and I was like, I've never seen that before.
So
normally
weird.
The venue's like, all right, everyone off unless you're coming back out. So it was a very weird end. But yeah, the show is incredible. Go see Thug if you can. Like, it was so
next time he's in
hyped, and
Chicago, let's go.
yeah, I definitely would. This was just my second time seeing him. I saw him before on the rodeo tour with Travis Scott.
Yeah,
and they just
I remember you
switched
telling
songs,
me about
so
this.
two Thug songs, 2 Travis Scott songs.
Travis Scott songs.
I love Travis Scott. But yeah, they just went back and forth. That was one of the best shows.
Now you're just
I've
sounding
ever
like
seen.
now you're just sounding like a Tentacion fan. I love Tentacion.
Oh God, listen. I know what we said about X, and I don't
Still holds water.
Still holds water. I deleted all of his music. I don't sit around, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Oreo played "Look at Me."
Mm-hmm.
We were slamming.
It's a hard beat not
and
to turn
then
up to.
yeah, we heard it, and then I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I went in there and was smashing like crazy, and then I got knocked down, and I guess like my boxers were out more than I anticipated when I fell. So I fell on the ground at the Metro, and it was like a bunch of water, so it soaked my boxers. Then I pull my pants up when I get up, and then I'm just like wringing it out onto my ass, and I was like, this is what I get. First try.
That's your
first
punishment
authority.
for
Yeah.
liking X.
But I mean, you hear that live, like
It's
there's
a
a lot
turn
of
up
songs
song,
like
yeah.
that, even without the context of that. But songs that I'm not like a huge fan of, but you hear it in that environment. You got a
And it's
couple drinks in
different,
you,
yeah.
and everybody's going up. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great experience. Like I said, shout out to Red Bull. Like, that's a fantastic thing that they're doing. It's so cheap. If you could get the tickets, like Thug sold out super quick. We
Yeah.
just managed to be like right on it. And I'm assuming, like I said, Fake Shore Drive tomorrow will be tight.
Yeah.
I'll get into it next episode, but it is the Big Timers reunion,
Yes.
so it'll be interesting.
It's going to be lit. I feel like there's going to be a lot of good stories coming out of that one.
Oh yeah, and it's going to be a full day in Chicago, so full rainy day.
Send snaps.
Oh.
Say hi to Richards for me.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Good.
I think we got clout at Richards now because I can't stop going there. But
Get your clout goggles before you go to Richards.
yeah, it's just that guy's balls. Put them on my eyes. He has a bigger stool when you ask for them to be put on your face.
It's different levels of stool. You just have to pay for each extra step that he's got to take.
Yep. So, and you also had an eventful weekend, birthday boy.
I did.
The big 3-3.
God damn it. I fucking wish. I hope I'm dead by 33.
No, we're gonna get popping.
Hopefully.
It's blowing up.
So it was my birthday Monday, and my sister was texting me all weekend. Shouldn't have been texting me during the party, but kept telling me, you have to be at my house at 8:30 in the morning. You have to be at my house at 8:30. It's imperative that you were there at 8:30
And this was
in the
the
morning.
day after we recorded the lackluster.
Yes, and
episode 13.
Fun fact: I went home that night and didn't even get to bed until like 2 in the morning that day, and so I had to wake up early and go do this. And when I get tired, I get loopy. Like, if I don't get enough sleep,
Yeah,
I get
get
crazy.
crazy.
I get cranky. I get crazy. Stuff just comes out of my mouth. And the one. And I'm sure a lot of people are like this, but you wake up and you have a song stuck in your head, and so like that's the first thing you listen to in the morning.
Yeah.
And you're just like chilling and listening to it. That morning it was 222 plus 444 by Lil Uzi Vert, and it was specifically the verse in the beginning after he does like the call out, and it's like really quiet, and it's like, go coming down on the motherfucking come out, walk up, right now. Everybody, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the beat comes in.
Yeah.
Play that part for people.
Pull up, walking, everybody yell like, watch out. Got it too lit like pipe down. No, I can't wait, need it right now. Get guap on the one who she like now. Count it up from the morning to the night now. That's the reason that a nigga wanna fight now. Come on down and shine like a lighthouse. Pull up, walking, everybody yell like, watch out.
Breathe in, breathe out. Shake that ass, speed up, go fast, slow down. Breathe in, breathe out. Shake that ass, speed up, go fast, slow down.
So that's kind of what was stuck in my head that whole morning, and I was like, yeah, that's a good 26 song. That's a good song to just kind of walk around with today. So the event that I had to be there so early for was indoor skydiving.
Ooh.
Which
is hard to find an appropriate venue with you being a 60-foot man.
Well, what is really fantastic is that they also have a weight threshold, and I have been I changed my diet a couple of months ago, and so I am officially under 300 pounds again, so I was able to do the sky flight.
I'm trying to get up to 300.
It's real easy. See, what you got to do, boy, I can help you gain 10 pounds in a week. You got to eat. It's called the salty and sweet diet. So what you do is you get sweet foods. You just keep eating, and you keep eating until you can't eat sweet anymore. Then you go get your salty foods. Because you know how like you eat something too sweet, and you're like, this needs a little salt to it. Do that to like the most extreme that you can do it. 10 pounds in a week. Just do it until you can't eat anymore. Do it every day. You'll be
the Dapper Dads Challenge. Everybody get real thick.
Everybody get real. It's thick boy season.
We finally get to do a live event.
It is just fat people.
And they're like, well, the venue is 300 capacity, but your fan base is a little excessive, so we had to trim that down.
I like to think that it's going to look like that episode of The Simpsons where they're like the fattest city in America, and everybody's like jumping up and down to it, and everything's just just that. And we're just off like paddock water, off slimy season. Just
sweaty
like, what kind of water is that? Paddock water. And it's just
everyone's like, what's water?
What's water? Do you guys have Fago?
Oh, we're ICB.
I hope not. No. So got to the indoor skydiving place. I was officially able to do it. 4 months ago I wouldn't have been able to do it. My sister would have just wasted her fucking money. Thank you. So I get in there, and what they do is, if you're a first-time flyer, they have a little class that they do, and it's just like an informative video. They're like, keep your body like this, do this. And what you have to do when you're in there, you have to basically plank. But when you're planking, your legs have to be spread and bent back a little bit, and then your arms have to be in front of you like this, like they call it like, pretend you're like giving someone a hug while you're laying down. Just like hug the air. But like you don't want your hands to grasp, you want to keep them like open. Because something they do while you're in the chamber is, when you go like this, you'll get this in the video component. If you go like this, when you go like this, you just start blowing this way. And when you go like this, you just start blowing that way. And so they have what it is it's this huge chamber, and it's definitely a rich white person activity. I just want to throw that out here right now. This is not something where you're like, I got 20 extra bucks, let's go indoor skydiving. No, it's like you gotta have some guala for this. And so we got in there, and it's this huge chamber. They actually use it for professional skydiving, like training. Like when people want to train for like the acrobatics and stuff, they go to this chamber, and that's where they train at. And they do like, it's so crazy. They do like league nights. So they have like leagues that come out and do like skydiving stuff, and they have like an adult night, and they actually do it's called like an all flyers experience, and it's for kids with like disabilities or like physical problems and stuff. And they have people who are there that are trained to just help people do that in the skydiving chamber. And that's something that made it really great for my sister the first time around, because she's been paralyzed from the chest down ever since we were kids. And so for her, it was just like the greatest experience in the world. And for me, it made me like the happiest big brother ever, because for like 3 days afterwards, all she would talk about, she was just like, that was so cool. It was such an adrenaline rush. It was crazy. And she was just like, yeah, for the rest of the day after she did it. And great. Like her face, the first time I saw her do it, she was just like it was great. And so she was like, I really want you to do this too. And I was like, well, we'll see, blah, blah, blah. And then like, we just never talked about it again. And then it was a surprise this year. So I got in there, I get in the flight suit, I get the helmet on, and you get in there in the chamber, and there was a STEM class there that morning from one of the local schools. This is in Naperville.
Yeah.
And so they had, I just had to throw it out. And so there was a whole class of teenagers there, and I really pissed the instructor off, because I was in the chamber and the kids were like, whoa, because like there's a 60-foot man in a flight chamber just spinning around. And so I saw their faces and they were like, whoa. And so I dabbed at him. And the guy
just spin out of control.
The guy in the chair, he was like, no. He was like, no. I was like, okay, sorry. And so I went back into doing it. My mom actually did it, which was fantastic. She said it was a crazy cool experience. And for me specifically, they paid for what's called a high flight. So
the top just opens up and you just fly out.
Coming down like a motherfucking come out. Well, and so it's a great core workout because you really have to keep your body straight the whole time. And it's an incredible sensation. Like, it's just this free falling feeling. You're just suspended in midair. And for me, especially being such a big guy, it was like, whoa, this is nuts. And so I get in there and I do the first round and it's like a minute and then I come back out. And then he's like, you ready for the high flight? I was like, the what? And so
just
coming down like a motherfucker. Watch out. Everybody back, like, walk out.
Make sure to dab.
Dab on your way out, idiot. Listen, if I go to iFly and I shoot through the fucking ceiling, you bet your ass as I fall to the ground, I'm going to be looking like this. So when they take the picture, they're like, man, tragically killed in skydiving accident. And they like film it beforehand.
Old man yells at cloud.
Old man dabs at ground. Can that be the name of the episode? Old man dabs at ground.
I can't wait to get the lawsuit settlement and really step up this equipment without
you can take the money from the lawsuit and have a better podcast for it.
Good. I'm glad that's on record.
Thank God.
Can't wait to play that in court.
He said.
And then they're going to be like, well, he also admitted that he was going to kill himself. No, see,
he thought it was going to happen if he dabbed in the chamber again and pissed off the iFly guys.
And then they're like, that episode wasn't even good. You guys didn't even get 5 burps out. And I'm like, wow, you're fans? And they're like, yeah, we were until your fucking sidekick died. Now it sucks. It's just you sobbing for 45 minutes.
Now it's just like listening to a big boy solo album without Andre 3000. It's fucking sad.
It's true.
Oh, God. True. First, did you see he said this week that he thinks slavery didn't even happen now?
That was B.O.B.
I don't care who it was. I'm sick of this shit. I know.
B.O.B.'s insane. We need to get him out of the paint.
But so what happened was the guy's like, you ready for the high flight? And what it is when you pay for the package for an extra $10, they'll take you up into the chamber. So what they do is they just like flick it into overdrive and you just get to go up. And there's a guy with you in the chamber, and this dude was incredible because when we got done, he did like an acrobatic show in the chamber. Yeah. Like made it look like it was nothing. Just like walked up the wall, walked down, spun around, was doing all kinds of crazy shit, would like free drop and stop just before he hit the bottom and come back up. It was incredible.
Imagine if he just didn't stop. You were like, best show ever.
That dude got sucked into the fan.
If you're like, so like, what if something goes wrong? Like if you're just spinning out of control, does someone jump up and grab you and pull you down?
Well, that's why they have the instructors. So like if you just get in there, you're like,
yeah. Like I'm thinking like Willy Wonka when they got a burp to get down. Like if you're just like more just out of control.
So what it is
I picture someone just like flying up and grabbing you and pulling you down.
That's pretty much what happens.
That's what I assume it would happen.
I'm sure she doesn't want me to say this, but my mom had a hard time like adjusting to the wind resistance to get out.
Yeah.
And so I had to like walk over and like grab her hands and pull her in, and it was like Twister, don't let go. So I had to like pull her back in, which I'm sure the guy
fucking gave her one of those full body spins, like get her and then just be like, and throw her right back into it.
Well, I'm sure they did.
Love you, Mom.
Well, they want you to sit on the bench. They don't want you like getting up and helping and stuff. But like I had to help my sister get in the chamber because she's in the chair and stuff. So like I was like, fuck it, if I can help my sister, I can help my mom from getting pulled away by the Twister. So the guy takes me in for the high flight, and I wasn't, and like, you know it's coming, but you don't expect it. And that's when this low Uzi Vert moment happened, because like there's lights in the chamber too, and so it's like just lighted strips along the side that like blink and flash while you're going around. And so when they take you up, they just spin you around, and you just go up and down and up and down. And so it was like, watch out, walk out, coming down with the motherfucking come out, coming down, and like, and I was just like spinning. I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened in my entire life. Like I felt so, because like I'm a big guy. I'm not used to like being up in the air, you know. And my sister said when I went up, my face went, because it's just such a weird. I can't even begin to describe it. It's an adrenaline rush. You get lost in like this weird moment in time because you're just like spinning around and there's all these lights. It was. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Like I said, it's definitely a rich white person experience. But if you ever get the chance to go to iFly in Naperville, it is hands down one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life.
Nice.
After that, we got Uncle Julio's, which is a fantastic Mexican restaurant, which I had not eaten at since my diet changed, and smelling all the shrimp and chicken and steak and everything
Really pushed your limits.
really pushed my limits. But they have a fantastic veggie fajita set that was very, very good.
Nice. Yeah, because I text you happy birthday, and you were like, thanks, bitch. I just did indoor skydiving, and I'm eating fajitas. And I was like, quite a birthday.
It's a hell of a birthday.
I don't do anything.
The other thing I did was I went to the Willowbrook Rehabilitation Center, which is not rehab. I want to throw that out there. I didn't go to rehab.
Skydiving, and I realized I have a problem.
I went to rehab.
I'm addicted to skydiving indoor.
Well, that and meth.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll address the skydiving first. If there's time, we'll touch on your meth. There won't be time.
There won't be time. We didn't make time for the meth. There's never enough time to talk about your fucking meth addiction. But it's what it is it's a place. It's a nonprofit animal shelter, so like wild animals that get hurt in situations from like construction or like cars and stuff like that,
or someone kicking them.
Right, like
I
somebody.
got a picture of me just kicking animals.
They're like, don't let that guy in here.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
that
just outside.
It's a picture of that guy pulling the feathers off of the pheasant.
Oh God, I forgot about that guy. People keep bringing up things I've already repressed, and I'm like, gotta stop telling
Isn't that the
stories.
worst? That's what I hate about putting my life on blast, because like
know.
I repress all this shit, and then they're like, remember when you talked about this? I'm like, I hadn't.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
But so like they have an outdoor and an indoor area, and so like some of the animals they have there, they have a fox that is partially deaf and has a neurological condition.
So you just yell at it, and it's just
hey,
eating.
Hey, but no,
Fox.
there's a bald eagle there. There's like it's like birds who have been like hit by cars and can't like fly straight, or like animals that have like broken bones or like severed limbs and never really recovered from it, you know?
Yeah.
So if the animals themselves can't be brought back into the wild, they stay here at the center. But any animals that they can rehab, and if you look, they have all kinds of like books and information about all the stuff that they do there. There's like one specific story they have posted where they had like a groundhog who was hit by an 18-wheeler or something. Just fucked up bones, fucked up everything, and he made...
That's what the doctor tells me when I go, just fucked up bones, fucked up everything.
Just, God damn it, throws a file this thick on the gun. It's like, what isn't wrong with you? It's like that episode of The Simpsons. Here's a bunch of viruses, and here's the door into your body. Poof, 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 and they're all just trying to get in.
God, I wish.
But so anything that you purchase there, they have like sweaters and hats and shit like that. And I'm wearing the hat.
Yeah.
Anything that you get, it goes towards helping the animals out. Like it's money that they spend on the program. So I was like, I want to go there and I want to buy a bunch of shit. So I got like a sweater and a hat and all kinds of other crazy cool shit. And they actually have an Amazon wish list, I found out, where you can just send stuff to there because they need stuff like cat litter or certain kinds of food and everything like that. Because they actually have a really cool area when you walk inside where you can see them like preparing the different food for the animals and stuff. And you can actually, they have internships there, and it's like 2 8-hour days for 6 weeks or something like that. And I'm thinking I might do it because they're like, you get to feed the baby animals. I'm like, well, where do I sign up?
Also for Amazon, if you go to smile.amazon.com, you can pick a charity that you would like to basically donate to, and you don't have to pay anything extra. It just is like a little kickback to them. So if you're already ordering shit on Amazon,
might as
go
well
to smile.amazon.com, pick a charity that you like. Mine is like Tails, for whatever I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like you don't pay anything extra. I don't think it just somehow like gives them a small percentage as well.
Yeah, so like what do you have to lose exactly?
Yeah, literally. You know? And you can do it for like a lot of like businesses can do it too. You get like a small percentage kickback. But yeah, do it for charity.
Yeah.
Just a fun tip.
Yeah.
Dapper dads care about animals, not people.
We fucking hate people, but we love animals. Like I would actually, honestly, I'd love to take you out there sometime because it's just a cool. They also have, when it's nice out, they have like a big walking trail you can go through. And it's all like preserved like wetlands and prairie and stuff. And they have herons, like blue herons in the back. And you get to be literally even closer than you and I are right now. They're just separated by like a wire fence.
Yeah.
And I went there over the summer for the first time initially, and they just like walk around all day. And one stood right in front of me and did like its fucking like, I'm here, look at me call. And it's just like, ah, 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 ah. And it was just like,
I'm scared of this giant man call.
I'm just sitting there. Oh, what a funny looking bird! Ah, ah, ah. Women do the same thing. It's fucking terrible.
I've seen it.
I'm at work. I'm like, "Hi, you need help with anything today?" Ah, ah, ah. And then they just run away. Very few successful first dates on Slim's End. Let me tell you.
Oh, I know.
No, it was overall a very successful birthday. So, if you guys are interested in helping,
sending gifts to Slim. His address. He lives right by.
I'll fuck you up. We'll fuck you up. If you guys are interested, check out the Willowbrook Rehabilitation Center. It's in DuPage County, Illinois. They do so much good there. I really, hand of God, I just believe in everything that they do, because animals can't speak for themselves the way people do, and that's why I would rather help animals than people, because it's because
you can't tell them. People, we all know people are shitty.
Yeah, but animals are not shitty. Animals just want to live and have the best intentions for everything, and it's like, if you can support this place, really, I stand behind it. Just check out their Amazon wish list. If you just look up Willowbrook Rehab Center on Amazon, they have a whole list of stuff they need. Just support those guys. Honestly, I really, really believe in what they do. I'll have to show you the sweater I got from there, because with this hat and the sweater, I look like a super dad.
Oh, good.
And I was just walking around Naperville the rest of the day like, hey, let me give you some offhanded advice about love.
Oh, it sounds like a pleasant day.
It was really a pleasant day, hand of God. And then Halloween was... Halloween sucked this year. At the very end of the night, around like 8 o'clock, some of my friends texted me and they were like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, literally sitting at home doing that. Just sitting at home chain smoking. Why? And they were like, well, you want to hang out? I was like, yeah. So they came over for a couple hours and we just like chilled and talked and everything. So Halloween wasn't eventful in the sense of like doing something that night was fun, because I had that huge fucking party over the weekend. Yeah. I was like, I didn't even want to do anything for it.
That's why it sucks when Halloween is like a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
There's something...
Thursday I'll dabble. Friday, come on.
Friday we're here. Let's be real.
Saturday,
yeah. Saturday is the Dad's Day.
Yep.
Which is tomorrow, actually. I got a great plan for tomorrow. I got to tell you about after the show, because I can't talk about it on the show. I actually got a couple stories from this week that I got to tell you in post. So check out Dapper Dad's After Dark for the real deal stories.
$40,000.
That's $40,000 an episode.
Yeah.
Just so no one gets confused. Euros.
Just because we're different.
40,000 actual euros. Bring us 40,000 gyros or gyros, depending on what level of
and we'll fight you on how you present
Bring us
them.
40,000 gyros or gyros, depending on your level of mental incapacity, and we will fight you, depending on what you call them when you show up.
You want to touch on these very few submissions we got?
I do, yes, because how far are we into the show right now?
40.
Oh, that's perfect, because Drama...
Oh, that's perfect.
Well, no, because what Drama and I have planned next is going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's going to get too
Okay,
intense.
so do the submission, and then I want to show you the fantastic thing I wanted to show you.
Perfect. The first submission we got, not a lot to go off of. I think this might be the first legitimate one where someone just saw the phone number and
decided
just
to hit us
went
up
for it. If it is someone who actually listens, get at us again, because I'd like some information. Just a simple text that says, "You fucking baby lion."
Which one of us is the baby lion?
That's what I'm guessing, is that I think I'm the baby lion.
I don't know, man. I kind of look like a little baby lion.
I guess we can both be the baby lion.
We can both be baby lions. So thank you for calling us baby fucking lions, whoever you are. I hope
they don't mean we're fucking baby lions.
I hope that's not implied at all. I saw a really terrible...
I saw a video of a guy fucking a baby lion.
No, I saw a video where it was a tweet. Apparently a panel of judges in Louisiana had to decide what someone was saying when a man said, I don't want a lawyer dog. And they were... No, I'm not kidding here. It was voted 7-1 that he might have been asking for a lawyer dog.
I want a lawyer dog. Now I know when we have to go to court for something.
Ask for a lawyer dog?
Lawyer dog.
I'm saying, like, I
want
a
little suit, and it just gets up there and wags its tail. Everyone's like, not guilty.
Not guilty, so clearly. If the dog is representing them, they can't be that bad. Surely no one who speaks German is evil.
I either represent myself or demand a lawyer dog.
If we ever get drawn into court for this show, for just the podcast in general, I'm calling on lawyer dog.
God, I want to get drawn in court
with a lawyer dog. Just like us
Someone
sitting at the table with like the orange and the handcuffs and just lawyer dog sitting on a little stool.
Someone
next to
draw
us.
that, please. We'll give you something.
If you draw us sitting next to lawyer dog, we will
don't make any commitments.
We'll
give you something.
We'll give you something. Yeah, we'll give you something cool.
We stopped putting it on air exactly what you're gonna get because it's difficult. Second submission we got, which is a real juicy one.
And I know who did this, and thank you for sending this. God damn it.
It's a text that says, just thought I'd share something really interesting which relates to astronomy. My favorite thing I've learned in that subject is how the Earth rotates on its axis. It really makes my day. Let it breathe. It's a thinker.
I get that.
I almost crashed my car to read that. So shout out to you.
The person,
if I would have died and my phone in my hands was that joke,
The person...
They probably would have just thrown my body in the Rock River.
The person who texted us that joke told me that joke at work earlier, and it took me a second to get it because it was like at the end of the day when I was trying to like get out of there, and I was like, hey, I'm going to record the show after this. Is there anything you want me to talk about? And they told me that joke, and I was like, I'm not doing that. And then they texted it, so we had to talk about it.
Nice. Thank you for your submission.
So shout out to my work daughter for sending us that terrible joke.
I saw the word astrology. God, that would have been worse. Astronomy, and I was like, no.
Just no.
This ain't a thinking podcast.
So this isn't technically a submission, but the friends who I was hanging out with on Halloween, we were all just kind of sitting around and talking, and they made a picture on Instagram, and they're like, hey, I just made this, and they're like, what do you think? And so the caption for this is 50 keg stands, 27 Halloweens, 15 one-night stands, 8 joints, and 1 priceless meme later. But the beautiful thing about this is she showed me this, and I said, so how do you know Drama? And she goes, what? I was like, that's my friend. That's the guy I do the show with. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah. Well, she's like, oh, I just like found it on Facebook. Like I was just scrolling through stuff and I saw it, and I was like, she's like, that's the guy. I'm like, yeah, that's the guy.
I bet I know who that is.
We'll talk after the show.
I was gonna say.
But I told her that I would show you this, and she said we could use it for promo material.
Beautiful.
So it's really a fantastic picture. If you want to check it out, we'll throw it up on the Facebook page. It's just to describe it for you. It's a beautiful picture of a baby in a hot dog costume, and then it's a picture of Drama standing on the streets in his hot dog costume, smoking a cigarette,
very drunk,
grabbing his hot dog gut and pointing at the camera. I just want to point that out.
I was next to like 15 cops while that photo was taken.
Good.
And I was too drunk to be on the street.
Yeah, so that's the beautiful gift I wanted to show you, because I was like, yes.
That's nice. Yeah, I'm interested to know who that is, because I feel like I will know who that is. So we want to get into these questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So we talked about it on the last episode, the 36 questions to fall in true love.
And what's even worse about this is you had mentioned to me that you of course listened to several other podcasts during the week. And there was it NPR that offhandedly mentioned this?
Yeah, it's
before we even started
a
doing it?
podcast called Hidden Brain, which I listened to a bunch, and then I took a break and I was bored today, so I was listening to some. It's hard to explain. It's from NPR. It's a guy who it focuses a lot on like why we do the things we do.
Yeah.
So there's some interesting episodes about like people in poor environments and why they grow up to be like criminals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just a lot of it's definitely not like our podcast whatsoever.
No,
it's like a lot
more
of
informative.
Yeah,
and
like psychology and like a lot of reasons.
So if you're looking for dick jokes, that is not the podcast to check out. But if you're interested,
it's very interesting. Like I said, it's different from this. But
I'll say if you're into the human condition, that sounds like the place to go.
It's very interesting. Like the parallels they draw between even just like little things. Like what was the other one I was listening to today? Oh, your regrets. There was an episode today where I listened to like why we're so like attached to our regrets and why you'll regret something you did when you were like 10 up until you fucking die.
I'm gonna need to look this up after the show, because I gotta figure out why I do that.
Yeah, it wasn't so much about why, but it just like really explained like how much things stick with people. And a lot of them, because they have people tell stories, they have people call in and actually give a shit instead of the things we get.
Well, maybe if people would leave us those 5-star reviews and call 402-732-7737. Hit us up with those 5-star iTunes reviews if you would like to live call into the Dapper Dads program.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, start hitting that number with, I don't know, some substance.
Yeah, some
things we can get in, like the shout out the hangover cure guy. I know who that is now.
Yeah, and, so shout out you, man. That was a fantastic
things like that we can actually like get into a little bit.
Yeah, if you just call me a
like
baby
better.
Fucking lion.
Yeah, that's fun. We'll take both, and like
I'll take anything you send me.
But it is fun when it's like an actual subject we can dive into.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so in the absence of quality submissions, we have 36 questions to fall in love with.
So I think the subtext for this episode should be called Old Man Dabs at Ground. The Dapper Dads fall in love.
Yeah, I'm hoping. We'll see. There's going to be some of these. I just fucked this.
Wow, watch
the video if it exists. I just smashed my cigarette because I'm so hyped about these
falling in love with you, Drama.
Ever fallen in love you? Ever fallen in love? You ever fallen in love with someone? What is that?
Ever fallen in love with someone? Ever fallen in love with someone?
I have no idea.
What's the song?
That's like one of those things that
like
just gets stuck in. Okay, so Tracy Morgan has a new Netflix special.
Yeah.
And it's Hand of God. I almost pissed my pants laughing at it. It was one of the funniest things I've seen in my life. And he talks about after he got hit by the Walmart truck, and he makes lots of jokes about it. Like he has one where he's like, man, I got to make this marriage work. If I got to pay any more child support and alimony, I'm going to have to get hit by another Walmart truck and a FedEx plane. And he goes, you can make a cool 15 mil off a FedEx plane if you keep all your limbs intact. But I forgot the falling in love. I don't even remember.
Let's just fucking get into
fuck
it.
Check out Tracy.
I feel like it's going to take a...
Yeah, so...
I'm going to pull them up too. I want to do... We'll each ask a question, so you go ahead.
Okay,
And
I have them all pulled up so I can show you.
Yeah, I got it here too. I pulled.
We have
it
a
up
nice
earlier.
reason to get close.
I only read half of them, so there's going to be some that.
I woke up pissing my pants.
I'm looking at a psychology test I took earlier to see if I'm crazy or not. Different things.
Crazy people don't know they're crazy.
Yeah, I don't
crazy people think they're normal.
I've taken some tests that make me sound like a sociopath.
Yeah, that left me with some questionable.
Yeah, don't take online tests. It's fucked. Don't take tests. Drop out of school. Anyway, kick it off.
Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Yeah, and we touched on this one. I came up with the answer, and we kind of touched on it earlier. I think I'd want to talk to Kanye.
Yeah.
He's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And, like, I've listened to different interviews with people who have sat down with him, and he's just out of his mind. But I also love those rants he has where he's like, I'm Steve Jobs. But, like, you can't tell me that wouldn't be just a fucking, like,
just a
I don't know who
dinner.
else, because I don't want to pick someone where it's just, like, a normal conversation. Like, I want some fucking...
Like crazy
some
shit.
crazy shit. Like, if you can pick anyone, and I'm obviously, like, a huge Kanye fan. Ooh, dab on him.
Dab on him.
What do we get for sneezes?
Sneezes.
If we sneeze 5 times in this episode, we will sneeze in your mouth.
I'll spit in your mouth with that if I can't pull up a sneeze in a moment.
I'll spit in your mouth on a hot summer night.
I mean, I'll spit in your mouth if you just ask me to. I'll spit in your mouth without me asking to.
So who would you?
So I actually went through this list with somebody at one point, and they asked if they could be living or dead, and I said sure, why not? And so my pick has always been Russian mystic Grigory Rasputin. Because are you familiar with who Rasputin is?
Vaguely.
So a short version of it, without giving everyone a history lesson, he was basically the right-hand man to one of the czars of Russia, because the czar's son suffered from hemophilia, which is a condition where you just can't, your blood doesn't clot, you keep bleeding. And somehow, through some strange mysticism, Rasputin cured his hemophilia. So after that, the czar was like, you are the man I need by my side. He's like, if you can perform these alchemic miracles, you're obviously someone I need. He was right hand to the czar for years, and he was murdered on several occasions, which you can't. They tried to kill him. They tried to kill him 7 different times, 7 different ways. They tried shooting him, they tried drowning him, they tried poisoning him, and none of this stuff worked. And it's like, to me, it's like when I think about people who I'd like to talk to, it's like, yes, I would love to talk to like some great rappers or like actors or actresses that I really like, but like something like that, like that's some guy who had some weird shit about the universe figured out that we aren't even close to figuring out, you know? And so it's like, I would love to just sit down, eat with this guy, and figure out, like, just pick his brain about what shit he knew about the universe that I didn't know, you know? Because this guy is up on echelon 10. We're down here on 1, just kicking it to Thugger versus and chugging Red Bulls.
Thanks for undermining my answer completely.
Sorry, I thought about this. Sorry, I have higher standards of life.
All right, we're going to get into number 2 is... Would you like to be famous? In what way?
For this fucking podcast, obviously.
Yeah, wow.
No, like obviously in like a materialistic way, I would like to be famous for the show. Obviously, because this is something that we both pour a lot of time and creative energy into, and it's like
too much effort.
And it's I wouldn't say too much effort, because it's
I
like
say it every time.
Too much fucking effort looking at your fucking face every week. For the second week in a row, I don't recall saying you can look me in the face. Now he's just gonna hide behind the pop filter all night. No, like, okay, in a materialistic way, I would say I want to be famous for the show, because it's like, in the future, it's like people can be like, yeah, this guy was hilarious. Here's a show. Here's this, you know. But in the long run, I suppose I would want to be famous for, like, my compassion, because I believe that while you can leave material things on earth that leave a lasting impression, it's like people will remember you more for the goodness that you did in life, or the badness that you did in life. Because like, I could come out here every week, record a 5-star show, be popping, make millions of dollars and stuff like that. But if people were like, oh yeah, he's a fucking asshole, and everybody who deals with him fucking hates him.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
See, I don't want that. Like
asshole money where I can do whatever the fuck I want.
See, I want asshole money, but I want to be nice about it. Like I want to be like Bill Gates with it, where I'm like, I want to help end world hunger, and it's like, you know, if I have the platform, I want to take the platform to use compassion towards everyone else on earth. Because one of the theologies that I really believe in is Stoicism, which is an ancient Roman philosophy that if something is in accordance with man and nature, it is good. But if it goes against man and nature, it is bad. And one of the famous ways of explaining it to people is that they believe, well, the mindset is that people are like rows of teeth. If you have one row of teeth, you can't chew up your food properly. You need both rows to work together to reach a common goal. And if mankind is constantly building itself up and trying to reach a goal where everyone can be universally happy, then that's how we become good, compassionate people. So I would want to be known for my compassion in the long run than me just talking about my dick, you know?
Yeah.
What about you, good sir? What would you love to be?
Basically the same exact thing. Obviously for this podcast, because I put all of my fucking energy into it every fucking week.
Except for Sunday.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I've always thought the same thing. Like, catch me when I'm super drunk and emotional. I have many ideas of things I would like to do. I've always said if I got like a bunch of money, like there's so much shit I would like to give back to the community.
Oh, absolutely.
For like ways I grew up that sucks, like or just like outlets for kids. I'm like a big fan of like, I grew up going to shows since I was 11 years old and going to places that don't exist anymore. And I talk to people when I see them out at the bar who I like grew up going to shows with, and we're like, these kids don't have an outlet now.
No, they don't. They really don't.
And like that's very specific to like how I grew up, but there's a lot of other kids that might not be in the alley, but I like the idea of like giving kids a center, like if they have like a place, because like kids need things to do. Why did you do all the stupid shit you did as a teenager? Because you had nothing else to do.
Because I had no other way to get it out.
I did fucked up things to people and property because I was bored out of my mind.
That John Mulaney bit where it's like, what are you doing there? Well, I have these firecrackers and I'm constantly horny.
Yeah.
So firecrackers.
Yeah, exactly. So if like kids had an outlet, like I believe in the arts, obviously, and I don't think that exists enough anymore. So if you could have a center for kids where there's like a thing to make music and a thing to like learn Photoshop, because that's like it can be a career. Yeah. And just like whatever creative things, drawing, singing, making movies, making short films.
Well, how about
photography?
I would like.
That's my goal in life.
I would stand behind this goal 100%, honestly. Yeah. I would actually go out on a venture enough to say that if we had enough of a platform of success for the show, that we could make a center like that. Or not even a center like that, even like a organization where like because obviously like I would love to do that here in Rockford. Like nothing would make my heart happier than doing something like that in Rockford. That's exactly
where I come from, because like it always reminds me of the Jay-Z line where it's like, there's much bigger issues in the world I know, but I first had to take care of the world I know. Yeah. I always like think about that. And that's what I've said before, because Rockford no longer even has a Big Brothers program, which I tried to become a part of, but it had been ended because of lack of funding. And I can go do it in other adjacent cities, but that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, I grew up here, and at times I didn't have shit, and I'm lucky to have people in my life and like going to shows and shit. But like, yeah, my dream is to make the city better and like have something for the kids. The kids don't have shit. Think of the kids, bro. Think of the kids.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
But yeah, that's my dream. And then if down the road it could become like a bigger organization that could reach out, like everywhere needs help. I like care too much about Rockford, and like it's what affects me the most, but I'm not naive enough to believe like this is the only place where things like this happen. There's probably worse areas. I think people don't want to admit how bad Rockford is though, and shit like that. But yeah, my dream is to like help kids, because kids become shitty people if they have no outlets. Like, stop blaming teenagers for being dumb, and realize like how they grew up might suck. Like, shit like that. So yeah, that would be my biggest thing. If I could have like the success of this or any other creative thing I do, or I could just help kids and people like that, I would just throw this all away to
honest
do
to
that
God.
Instead, because that means more. And like you said, that's the shit people will remember you for. These audio files will all burn away one day, and it will be like we never existed, but these kids will have kids and like change the world. So
let's make that a goal for ourselves.
This is getting too deep.
See, we're really gonna fall.
So my dick was like falling out of my pants, right?
Gonorrhea.
You guys are still listening, right?
Damn. Oh, we're gonna take him up, hands, Mama. Gotta keep the active listeners
I feel
around.
every time I get drunk and I like tell people those ideas, and then I'm like, but also we're like drunk, right? Let's turn up to some little yachty, right? Let's not get too real. I can't deal with life being too real. All right. Do I do the third question?
No,
Yeah.
you asked two, so I asked three.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say, and if so, why?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yes. I hate talking on the phone.
Same.
And I'm probably rehearsing a phone call right now. As like I do it for like so long, and
Do
I
you
try
really?
I rehearse literally every human interaction I have that I can prepare for it. Like I have so much anxiety.
Even little old me.
Yeah, like even shit like this is like more free flowing, but like yeah, if I have to go into a store, I'm like, well, what might the cashier say, or
Yeah.
what if people are gonna look at me and whatever. I like get crazy. So yeah, especially if it's I don't even call my friends. I was gonna say if it's a phone call to a friend, it's 2017.
I just text
you
everyone.
can take the fucking voice component off of my phone, but like yeah, if I have to like call my dentist or call my grandma or something, I'm always like.
See, my
And
thing.
then I get flustered on the phone. I'm like, I do a lot of that. So.
See, I talk on the phone a lot for a living, so I get a lot of practice in there. And my mom, when I was growing up, she also talked on the phone a lot, so I got to differentiate between like how you talk to people in person versus how you talk to them on the phone.
I also have that. I worked at a call center.
Yeah, so you
And,
know.
Yeah, I have two. I have like this voice and this shit, or like when I'm with my friends and I'm like yeah, and then I'm like hi, nice to speak to you. What can I help you with? Blah blah blah. Like I have the different like the voice, the phone voice.
Hi, thanks for calling. This. How can I help you today? Like, you know, it's like I literally I got the voice down, you know. So for me, it's like I hate talking on the phone so much. I like if you're gonna talk to me on the phone, okay. If it's somebody I haven't seen in a while and like you want to call me and just like catch up, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. But like if you can text it to me, please, Jesus
Yeah, I
God,
know.
just text it to
Yeah,
me.
sometimes people will call me and I haven't seen them in a while, and then I end up talking to them for like a full hour, and I'm like, that was really nice, but I would never go out of my way to do that.
No.
And I would have preferred if it was a text. Afterwards, I feel like good about it. Like once I get in the groove and there's something to talk about.
Shit, one of the only reasons I don't call my dad is because I don't want to be on the phone for 3 hours. If he would text me, I'd talk to him every day.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
But no, he just doesn't know how to fucking text. So for me, I used to, because like I would get really bad anxiety about talking on the phone, and I still do before if it's something like professional I need to call and do, you know. So like if I'm calling like, you know, my internet's down or something like that, like I can't just be like, oh, it's
Yeah.
it's a fuck. It's just
Or like the
not
worst
working.
is like job interviews or like the
Oh,
job
God.
like the phone
over
interview.
the phone, yeah, because you're trying to like
What are
say,
3 of your greatest strengths? Tell me about a time you went above and beyond. It's like fucking no.
well, because like it's for me it's easier in person because like you can read people when you're
Yeah.
talking, you know, so you can see,
and you
see
can
like
see
whether
my
what you're-
like
you can see
enthusiasm
my
and
throbbing
emotion.
erection through my
Yes.
pants,
And that's how
and you
I've
can
gotten
know
every
I mean
job.
business.
Yeah, and you smack it against the desk a little bit to assert your authority. All
Okay,
right.
so question number 4.
Yeah, it is. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Honestly, a perfect day would be where everybody just left me the fuck alone, because like if I think about like a perfect day, it's me relaxing, just not talking to anybody, like no people around, just like peace and fucking quiet. Like okay, a good day for me would be wake up a little bit late, get to sleep in a little bit, wake up, have like some coffee, you know, just kind of relax, check my phone, play some music, play some vinyls for a little bit, maybe go out and do something cool with like nature, like go out to like a nice park, or even go to like Willowbrook, like I was talking about, just something cool outside with nature and animals. And then maybe that night, just like hanging out, maybe go out and get like some good food with some people, or like get food delivered to the house and just like have a couple people over, just hang around, talk. Because that's something that I honestly believe is like a lost art form, is like getting together with people, just sitting down and talking with them,
And not being on your phone.
right? And like, because that's a like, I don't care if in like in a social situation where it's like a whole room full of people are on their phones like checking
Yeah.
shit, but like if you're in a group of like 4 or 5 people, just put your fucking
drives me
phone
crazy.
down, because it's like, especially
Unless you're leaving us a 5-star review on
Don't
the
be
Apple
on your phone
Podcasts
around me.
app, then get off your phone and
like,
look at someone in their goddamn beautiful face.
and like I'm not gonna say like when I'm at home I don't just like sit on my fucking phone on the couch
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
I'm on my phone as much as the rest of the world.
Right.
But like,
It-
there's times and places.
Right, because like, you know, what I had on Halloween, you know, I had some impromptu friends come over, we just sat around the table, and like, yeah, we were like pulling up music on our phones
Yeah.
and showing pictures and stuff, but we weren't like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, because that
I have
just,
a friend who
ugh.
just constantly is on Facebook nonstop.
Like,
And I'm
why?
Yo, and then they show me memes, and I'm like, the world is our meme right now.
Yeah.
We could be like existing.
Right, like one of the that was one of the really nice things about our Chicago trip, is that like, yeah, I was playing Pokemon Go and shit, 'cause
Yeah.
it was in the city, but like I wasn't just like scrolling through Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram and shit, like, because it's like you have to live your life, you
That's why
have to go out
sometimes-
here and live, like you can't just be you can't. I actually hate it when everyone's on their phone at a concert because it's like,
I know.
one, it's psychologically proven to fuck with your memory. It's going to fuck with your memory of their performance because you're not going to remember shit because you're too busy looking at your phone trying to figure out your camera, your Snapchat, or whatever the fuck else you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm very much with like snapping a couple things, but usually I'm snapping like just random songs, like the ones I'm most hype about.
Right,
like
you're not gonna turn up while filming a Snapchat video.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm like in the back of the audience and like I'm not turning up, it's like I'll film some shit.
Yeah, I like to show how fun my life can be. But yeah, being on the phone, that's one of my favorite things about having like a long day like we did in Chicago is I'm paranoid of my phone dying, so it keeps me off of it. And then at the end of the night, I'm like still at 50%. So
and it's so nice,
cool. And then it prevented me from doing it because you're in the moment, like just have fucking fun.
So yeah, a perfect day for me would be just chilling, doing something outside in nature, and just having some good ass food with some good ass company and just some nice conversation. Honestly, listen to some lit ass music the whole time. How about you, man? What would be a perfect day for you?
I don't know. Perfect puts too much pressure on it, but it would probably be definitely sleeping in because I don't sleep in for shit.
No,
anymore.
I never get to sleep in, and
it
sucks.
I used to sleep until like noon, and now I'm up
so
at like
nice.
8 every day, even when I don't try to. So yeah, it would probably be that, and then some coffee, and listening to music. Sometimes in the morning, I really like being left alone, just so I can like
just be a human being.
Do shit with this, or just look at the internet and listen to records, or just music and just like chill.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. It'd probably be like going to a show in a city with like the people I go to a lot of the shows with, drinking like a motherfucker, going to the show, not having any fucking weird, obnoxious people and shit. Like shit I do a lot. And then I get my dick sucked crazy at the end.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
I should have
like,
thrown that in on the end for like the
nasty.
The last 4 hours of the day would be nothing but just
like
nasty, violent
that's definitely
sounds.
like the top. Yeah.
God,
so
that sounds nice.
it's a nice day, drinking, partying, seeing a great show, like something fantastic, and then just a nice little BJ at the end.
Nice little send off.
Yep.
Send off to the day. Like, thanks, day.
Offset. It's just me coming.
Offhand. On that fucking note. Now, this is going to be good because I already know the answer to this. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
I sang to myself on the way here.
Same, yeah.
In the car, I'm constantly singing. I don't care.
Screaming Young Thug on the way here. I was absolutely doing
I was probably
that.
literally singing up until I parked my car. In the car, I'm constantly singing along to whatever's playing.
I actually have a thing. I actually realized this morning as I was walking into work, I got this from my mom because in the summers when I was younger, she would drive me up to Rockford because she worked in Rockford, and my dad would pick me up, and then he would take care of me for the rest of the day. And every time we pulled into work, she would be like 2-3 minutes late for work if she had to because she was like, I gotta listen to this song. Because once I hear the end of the song, that's the song that's gonna be stuck in my head all day, and I'm fine with that. So it's got to be a good song. And she would always wait for like the perfect song. Or like just find one on the radio and just wait till the end. Even if she was like 5 minutes late, she's like, I gotta get that good song in. And now I'm the same way. Yeah. Because I pulled up to Trapo. Chicago today. I just like threw it because it only takes me like 3 minutes to get to work from my house, so I just like throw it on shuffle and get to work. But I just had that part in my head all day. Shorty, what you mean that you don't wanna dance? And like, so yeah, I guess the last time I sung to someone was just now. To all you beautiful people.
I was gonna say mine was probably
it didn't take a thing
singing to someone
get
else
you out your pants.
Was either at the show. At the Young Thug show when I heard a song and was just singing to people, or I don't know. I get little parts stuck in my head and then I just say them out loud. Like when we went to Chicago, I get like one thing.
Same. Like one
to touch on
particular line.
Thugger again, when he dropped With Them and that she sucked on the dick on the plane and I just called her airhead. That was so stuck in my head for a month straight every day that I thought I would never be the same. I thought it would never leave my head.
After Slimy season came out, Super Slimy came out, I listened to Paddock Water so much. It was the only song I was listening to and from work. And I literally just all day in my head, hold it down because the plug is illegal. Run around with a dub and an eagle. I heard that money is evil. Praying to God to keep me from demons. Just all day just walking around putting shit away. Praying to God to keep me from demons. I was waiting for some guy to walk by and be like, Mama, basement down. Dirty my soda, I hate the brown.
All right, what do we got next?
Oh, man, that was nice. Okay, I think we actually answered something like this on our Would You Rather episode. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you prefer? So
let's not answer this. Go listen to the Would You Rather episode.
Yeah, exactly. So we actually already answered this question.
This is like identical to something.
This next one's going to be fantastic.
Let me pull it up.
You want to read this one?
Yeah.
Number 7.
Isn't it also something that we kind of touched on?
I think we did, actually.
Do you have a secret hunch on how you will die? I guess it's different. Like if
it's a little different, yeah. Okay, so my hunch would honestly be my heart.
Yeah.
Because for those of you who
punching you in it as hard as I can.
I wish if I go out that way, you can have everything.
And then I get all of your power, and that's a spin-off sitcom.
Just Drama. That's what it's called.
Just Drama.
Ain't got time for your drama. That's going to be the name of the show. And it's going to flash in like big pink 80s letters.
And people are like, so are you like a superhero? And I'm like, no, he's like a pretty normal person.
No, he's just a normal piece of shit.
I just am more excited about music and all the shit. Like now I'm obsessive.
But then you also get excited about the shit that I'm excited about that you fucking hate. Yeah. Like the weird, obscure music and like the dumbass TV shows and shit.
And then I lose all my friends.
Yeah, exactly. So you get to be me for a day. No. So I do have I will not get into this again, but I have a bad heart. It's a weak heart. I have congestive heart disease.
Episode 3.
Episode
I like
3.
That we can just
like reference. Eventually, it's just going to be like, oh, we already talked about this. Go back and listen to this episode.
It'll just be us reading all the episodes.
So
that you need to listen to compile this.
If you want the in-depth story, check out episode 3 about how
disgusting.
It's a disgusting episode.
And that's our least popular episode.
It is, actually, I believe so. But if you want to know the full story of how Slim almost died for a summer, go check out episode 3. I don't know, because I honestly think about this question a lot, because like the first thing that comes into my head is obviously, oh, my heart. Like my heart's going to give out. I'm going to have a heart attack, something like that. But then I think about all the crazy variables in between. Like what if I'm just driving to work and somebody, hits me with their car? What if there's a shooting somewhere and I catch a stray bullet? It's like there's so many variables that I honestly can't think about it, and almost dying really put that into perspective for me. And so it's like I try not to think about this question too much, because like I know it's coming with every day that passes, And so
oh really?
So like I really can't think about it that much, but my hunch would be probably something medical like my heart, if I had to go. Either that or dementia, because let's be real, there's something fucked up with me. Like there's something really wrong in my head. So if I was going to go, it's either going to be my heart or complications from my brain melting, probably. So
beautiful. What
about you, good sir? How do you think you're gonna die?
I don't know. I assume it has to do with alcohol. Like
you're gonna be like that disgusting old man someday that just wakes up in the morning, walks.
No way.
No, you're gonna be the disgusting guy who's like 55, walks to the Come and Go every day, gets a 30-pack of Busch Light, comes home, drinks it in the chair, and watches TV. And we're just gonna find you like melting into that chair someday.
God, I don't picture that. I just picture I'm drunk doing something that leads to my death. I completely have erased the fear of dying in a car for some reason.
How?
I've been in like crazy car situations, and it's just completely left my mind. I'm always like, when there's something like when there's like bad weather and we're like skating, I'm like, I'm not gonna die. So it's probably gonna end up being that,
because like now you're careless about it.
Well, it's not even me driving half the time, so it's something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be like drinking with that. Don't drink and drive anymore.
Do not absolutely do not.
I don't do that. I'm just saying, I feel like it'll be drinking related. I feel like I'll be at the Roo, and then someone will shoot up the outside of the Roo, and I'll be outside drunk smoking a cigarette,
and just like, hey.
That's what I picture. That would be, I guess, my hunch.
Yeah.
So on that beautiful note, let's continue.
Next question. This is gonna be fun. Name 3 things that you and your partner appear to have in common.
That's us jerking each other off.
Yeah, that's
well, we both love to jerk each other off.
That's the big one.
I don't know. I'm on the spot. Music.
That's the best you got.
Doing a podcast together. I'd say obsessiveness with music, doing a podcast, and I don't know, maybe general hatred for things.
Misanthropy, one would say.
Yeah, nihilism.
General nihilism.
General nihilism. Huge cocks.
Huge dicks.
Huge cocks.
They actually look exactly the same. Yeah. If we ever get molds of our dicks, no one's going to be able to tell the difference.
Sometimes I'm like, did you steal my dick again?
Again? Gosh, darn, I told you, stop stealing my dick. I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, stop stealing my dick.
Oh, wait, here it is. And then it's a sword fight. So yeah, I guess me answering that answers it. Do you have anything else to throw in?
I would say if I had to think of 3 things that we have in common that aren't,
I like that we're partners now. Also,
I mean, we're partners in crime for what it's worth. Gotta
crime is sucking each other's dicks.
Gotta do the Dapper Dad dash. I would say that even though we do have a general sense of nihilism and misanthropy to our existence, I would say that deep down we both do have a relatively in-tune sense of compassion. Yeah, regardless of if that's towards. And I think that I think people forget that you can be compassionate and nihilistic at the same time. Because while you may have a negative mindset going forward, I still give everyone the benefit of the doubt, because I feel like I'm not an exceptional people reader, but I can read people fairly well. Yeah, and so I feel
like I'm a great people reader.
And so obviously life is all made of variables. Life is just information that you collect, and eventually you make variables for. You find common denominators, you find common things. And for me, it's I can see common traits in people just because I've dealt with so many people in my entire life. So not always off the bat, but generally I can read people fairly well and be like, this is the type of person they're going to be. This is as much as I'm going to want to put into this relationship with this person, whether it be a friendship, a coworker, a relationship. This is how much energy and effort I'm going to put into this based on who this person is. So I would say we both have a very good sense of that, just being able to be in tune with hey, this guy's kind of an asshole, let's get out of here, because I've noticed even with us together in social situations, there's very rarely situations where one of us doesn't we just feel the same way about things. We know when to leave, we know when to show up, we know how to act and stuff like that. I would say that's something we have in common, as well as the compassion. I would say we both also have just similar thought processes in terms of how we solve things, how we look up things, how we like things, how we go about doing things. I would say we're very similar in that respect. Yeah.
I feel like that's how it is with a lot of my friends, and most people's friends are very similar in thinking patterns, even the bad anxiety and borderline depression and self-mutilation.
You lost me there. The third thing I would say is that it's kind of in the same vein, but I feel like we in our own way experience music the exact same way, because really with music, it's the unspoken language of the human condition. I believe it's something where it's one of the few things in the world where you can hear something, get a visual from it when you close your eyes and think about it, something that can make you feel something, and something that you can associate with other things. And I feel like just the way we both approach music, with what we listen to it for, why we listen to music, what our personal experience with music has been for us throughout our lives, has also been very, very similar.
Yeah, exactly. I would agree with that.
So those are the 3 that I would say that we have in common.
I think we're falling in love.
I think I'm starting to feel a tingle in my
pants,
in my swimsuit area.
All right, the next one. For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
My life, honestly, hand of God, just being alive every day.
True.
I actually know someone who has the exact same heart condition I do. And it's actually really sobering to talk to him sometimes, because a lot of people just don't get it. Because it's not like a broken leg. It's not a messed up hand. It's it's something that people can't see until
bent dick.
Yeah, a hugely bent dick that just goes straight up and then to the left.
And you always come in your shoulder and your shoulder.
But so when I stretch and go like this, people will be like,
stretch your fucking shirt out, knock it off. I get it, I know.
But when I stretch, people will be like, oh,
episode 14. Hope you're happy. Slim can't keep his fucking collars intact.
So people be like, oh, what's that scar? I'm like, oh, it's just a pacemaker scar, And so it's I
tried to take my heart out.
Well, and it's I'll tell people and they'll just be like, oh, okay, but they don't get it, I got joint pain all the time from the medicine I take. I get really exhausted really easily.
Joint pain is a sign of gonorrhea.
Thank God. Thank God. Why don't I go to your doctor and maybe he can cure me?
I can give you his number.
I don't want it.
We can chomp him outside of the clinic and say, I'm not paying the rest of that bill. Stop sending me the letter.
The latter sounds better. No, I would honestly say I'm very grateful for every day that I'm alive, because the guy I talked to with the condition, he had a very similar situation as mine. And so he told me, but his didn't happen until he was 32. Mine was at 21. And so he's like, yeah, 21. Yeah, I'm popping that. But he told me
I got a pacemaker in my pants.
I got a pacemaker and now I'm in bed by 8:21.
God, that's the best.
I take all my meds and watch my soda young. But no, and he said he partied his ass off for 11 years of his life. He said from 21 to 31, he was just out there just doing all kinds of drugs, drinking like a fish, taking narcotics, taking shrooms, running around the woods, just doing crazy shit. And then his heart happened, and he said it was really sobering, and he really calmed down. He married someone. He has a wife now,
Nice.
and he's just like this normal ass guy. He just goes to work. He never he has he has 2 jobs, but he never tells me what his second job is. And when I ask him, he's like, I just do stuff. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
But he was like, honestly, man, he's like, ever since that happened, I'm just very thankful for every day. He's like, even if it's a shit day, he's like, I still go out here. I wake up. I get to see my wife. I get to be around my books and do things that I love. He's like, it's just a good experience. You know,
I just
he's like,
picture him being around all these books. Like, God, I get to be around these books. Look at all my
bro,
books.
like
He
I
doesn't
love books, but he told me him and his wife have a personal library. Like
Wow.
he was like, they have so many books, like, and they're all alphabetized and categorized and stuff.
I hope one day I have a wife and we have a personal library of porn.
2 different waves, you guys.
Yeah.
2 very different ways. But so, yeah, I would honestly say I'm just very grateful for every day that I wake up, because like you hear all the time people having. I actually had a friend I was very, very close with several years ago, had a heart attack in her sleep and just died. Left behind 2 beautiful children with a terrible asshole of a father. And it was just the damnedest thing. Like, she had a heart attack several years before. But she was a bartender. She lived life. You know, she wasn't like crazy, but like she had fun. And then like one day I just got the call. They were like, yeah, she died. She just took a nap, and
that's how it can happen for anyone.
yeah, and it does. And so it's like, I really, like, some days I wake up in a piss poor mood and like my joints hurt and I'm really tired, but I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking breathing and I get to go out here and do some shit again. So I'm honestly just very grateful for every day that I wake up.
Beautiful.
How about you?
I would say probably just people in my life. I'm going to keep it short because these are getting long, so let's try to keep some of these.
What time are we
short.
at?
We're at 1:20. But
I would say we could do a couple more, and then like,
yeah, we'll see what we can get through.
Yeah.
Just keep them a little shorter. But yeah, just people in my life more and more, especially this year. I feel like I've realized, like, I don't have all the friends in the world and I don't have all the family, but like the people I do have are like my fucking favorite people.
Right,
And like
yeah.
they can make a shitty day great if I go and like the people I go to shows with, the people I'm just around. Like I said, there's not a ton of them, but the people I have are so quality that I just enjoy them. I also enjoy waking up and being alive.
it's a fantastic feeling.
It's nice, but yeah, it's definitely the people that make your environment what it is. Like, just me by myself would be horrible.
Oh God, you aren't fucking kidding.
So yeah, it'd probably be that if I had to pick one. Next one.
All right. So, next question. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
See, we don't have time.
We don't
for
have
this.
time for this shit.
Just real quick, almost everything. Not to get into it.
Yeah,
but
short answer. Bitch, everything.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'd probably like. I don't know, cause like I go back and forth with this. Like, obviously, I'd prefer a better like growing up situation with my family besides my sister and extended family. Mostly my parents are crazy people,
Yeah.
obviously.
they clearly.
But then sometimes I'm like, also the shit I went through made me who I am. So like, it could
Yeah.
have been a little nicer.
Yeah,
Definitely could have had a few more things.
There's certain aspects of it that I look at, like, you know, without putting like my family on blast or anything
that's
like
what
that.
I'm trying to
Like,
avoid.
there was times where we just had like spaghetti for dinner for a week, you know. Like, there's
times where we didn't have heat, so I would have.
Yeah.
I would have liked heat those couple winters.
Yeah, you know, there was times, and what's so fucked up about it is like you don't realize how fucked up some shit is until you get older. Because like, it's just normal for
yeah,
you, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Everything in your life is normal until you see people who have other things, and you're like, oh, okay. I still go through things where I'll be around people and something clicks, like, oh, that's not how life was for you. I just said a weird thing socially, and I was like, that's normal, right? And then they're like, no. So yeah, there's a lot of things that could have been different, but everything makes you.
I'm like, your dad was so broke that he sold his wedding ring for $12, right?
Yeah, right. That's normal.
People are like, no, my parents are happily married and have been for 40 years. I'm like, well, isn't it nice to live in the nice white neighborhoods?
The next one was one I looked at before, and I kind of feel like skipping. Take 4 minutes to tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible.
Bro, we can't even get through our life story through 14 episodes of this
I
fucking
know.
show. How the
And
fuck
there's
am I?
a lot of things I would skip, so let's just skip that one.
Here's my life in 4 seconds. I woke up like this.
Yeah. I woke up.
I woke up like this.
So I'll just jump to the next one. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
Mind control. I'm a psychopath. I want everyone to just do what I tell them to do. And a control freak, it turns out.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I
a
honestly
control
think,
freak too.
well, because like to me, it's like super strength would be cool, because it's like you can just do anything, you know. Like, if there's like if you could have enough strength to lift like anything in the world, like do anything with your strength. It's like, if there's like a terrorist attack and a building is blown to pieces, you can just go in there and just rip chunks of rubble away and save lives. And then it's like, you know, you don't got to ever worry about like doing shit around the house being too heavy. Like somebody's like, oh, I need to help moving. It's like, oh, that's fine. And you can just grab everything and like throw it in the truck over your back.
Then you become the guy that
everybody wants to use for the super strength. So like for me, mind control would be interesting because it's not, I'm not like I need people to do what I say, but like how nice, but just for like little situations. So like you're at work, there's a pissed off customer, you're just kind of like, you're not really that mad, and they're like, yeah, you know what? I don't know what I'm freaking out about, man. Hey, you have a really nice day, okay? By the way, huge dick, gigantic dick. I love chugging huge dicks. Nothing but dicks and hairy balls. Here's my full social and full government. And they're like, Adam, stop. I'm like, no, he needs to keep going. And I'm like 11. I get the nosebleed. I'm just like,
I'm gonna isolate the shit out of that.
Yeah,
I love you chugging huge dicks.
Do not make that a clip for this episode.
That's all it's gonna.
Chugging.
Yeah. Hope the video's working because I need that.
I woke up like this.
Mine would be the ability to freeze time. I did want to touch on this at some point if we could have superpowers, so this gets out of the way. Freezing time is the best superpower you can have.
Oh yeah, and if
hands down, because if you just freeze, like, what do you want? Money? Freeze time. Go to a bank, take the money, come back here, time's back. They have no idea what happened.
Money's gone, and suddenly there's just huge fat stacks on this Dapper dungeon table.
And yeah, just even like freeze time and then just drive here peacefully, or freeze time and just, or those moments where you're like, this is great, or I'm at a show and I need to get a beer, but I don't want to lose my spot.
Yeah.
Freeze time. Get a free beer, several free beers, then I'm in the front row, then I'm on stage, time back, everyone's like, what the fuck? Or just also to fuck with people, like freeze time and
take their pants off, jack them off, and run away.
Yeah, or just freeze time, jump up on the desk, pull my dick out for a split second, freeze time again, sit back down, and then you would just be like, I just gotta, because somebody you wouldn't want to talk. Yeah, you wouldn't want to talk about it. You'd be like, and yeah, I would probably also freeze time and drop everyone's pants.
Nothing. Okay, now I'm like really thinking into this a lot.
I know,
and I'm
that's
thinking
what
about
happens every time someone asks me. They're like, do you want to fly? Do you want to do this? And I let them go, and then I say this, and they're like, that sounds stupid. And then I get into it, and they're like, actually, this might be the best.
There's so many ramifications here. Think about this: Black Friday. Any given store, pull everyone's pants down to their ankles right as they're about to run into the store.
That's what I mean. Like, the pranks are endless.
And then you're just standing there like, oh, how did this happen? And my pants are they're down too.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh. Like, you can't be the only guy with his pants still on. Because everyone's going to be like, that guy did something.
And you're like, freeze time and run away and then freeze. And you're like, what the fuck?
And you're like, my pants disappeared. How weird.
Literally anything you want to do, any other superpower you could use, basically, you could do it if time was frozen. So that's true. I like this because I mean, like, even think about the ramifications of this super strength. Something happens, freeze time right before the building gets collapsed. Do some crazy shit. Take a year, make that plane go away. Yeah, you
save all those people.
Do whatever you want.
But then people are going to notice how progressively faster you're aging and getting like swole. From
there's
doing all
obviously going to be like the weird thing that makes the movie more interesting.
Right, but at this point in time,
you freeze time and then you try to unfreeze it and it doesn't, and then
like the episode of The Simpsons where they broke the watch and shit.
Yeah.
When did Bart get 45? When did turn 50? You're just like, when did turn 50? And we have the 7 wonders of the world. Shit, I am so sorry.
All right, what's the next one?
Oh, god damn it. I didn't even realize that. I'm just having so much fun doing this shit. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, it's a fucking blast creating free content for people who won't leave 5-star reviews.
Incredible. It's almost like we're just not getting worshipped.
I guess you hate us.
If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, anything else, what would you want to know?
Myself, my life, or the future.
Like you look
into whatever.
Yeah, basically. Just whatever. If you've ever had an inkling about something, like you just want to know the truth about something.
For time's sake, what happens when we die? I guess.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing that I can't figure out and like stresses me out. I have a fear of dying, but it's only because I don't know. I feel like even if they were like, when you die, that's it, then I would at least be like, well, I'm not going to try to go to heaven because I've already been on the other path.
Like, I'm just going to stop going to work and just do some crazy If I'm just going to die, I'm just going to stop going to fucking work.
Yeah, that seems like the only unanswerable question in the universe. So
I would say, like, if it had to be anything about like myself or my life, it would be like, oh, no, that's way too dark. I can't say that on the air. I was going to say, like, look into the ball and be like, what would make me truly happy if I did this? And I'm like, no, wait, that's going to imply
it's just you hanging? And you're like, oh, God.
And I'm like, well, the ball
It's
isn't
you
wrong.
hanging, but you're also jerking off because you find out you're really into autoerotic asphyxiation.
I'm like, well, ball is life as I'm tying up the noose. Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it? Money.
Yeah, money.
Yeah, money.
I don't know what it is, but it's definitely because I don't have money. I need money. I was like, shit, me too. Is that in every episode?
Every episode, yeah.
Text us if I don't know if we've ever explained where that comes from, but text us if you get that.
Yeah, if you get the reference, let us know. Yeah, like what's holding me back is fucking money. Because if we didn't run on this society where everything has a value to it, like, okay, how many people could indoor skydive if money wasn't a fucking option?
Yeah,
you know, like if you could just go and just do it, like everybody would be so much happier and have lives. And it's like, no, we got to be tied down by this fucking artificial construct we made up when we decided brass was worth pebbles 5,000 years ago. This is what happens. You get this deep into the episode, you get the deep shit.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do, but I 100% agree. It's because I don't have money.
All right, question 15.
Yeah, it is. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life?
My children. No, I don't fucking... God, I don't know. I haven't accomplished shit in 26 years. Like, I haven't done much.
Yeah, you're looking at it.
You're
listening to it.
You're listening to it. When you look at, like, if you're like, wow, what are some great things they've done? Just, like, look at us, like, driving down the street, listening to Future, just chain smoking. Like,
I think my greatest accomplishment is probably that I'm not dead. I
yeah,
guess.
Amen. Yeah, same, actually.
It's hard to not be dead sometimes.
In this episode.
Yeah. The Dapper Dads do death.
The Dapper Dads defeat death.
Just a cartoon of us double teaming the Grim Reaper. And he's loving it.
I mean, if it defeats
I'm fucking his rib cage. All right, let's next question.
I want that weird bone where your pelvis is at.
I want that stupid Grim Reaper.
I want that stupid Grim Bushy stay on basic shit. Why your eyebrows fake?
I don't have that shit.
Why your eyebrows fake? He ain't got no skin. Dapper Dads do spooky remixes of popular trap songs.
Yeah, coming 2018.
What do you value most in a friendship? When they don't fucking betray me, that's what I value most.
Yeah, I like when they're not flaky.
When they believe in America's 100% no snitch policy. That's what I appreciate. And I actually had a friend tell me today, I was talking with him, he's like, listen, man, there's two things you got to know about me. I don't snitch and I don't remember shit. And I was like, you're my kind of guy then. I'm going to tell you all my secrets.
Yeah, that's how they get your secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like just a person who, is in the same shit and like we said, the same thinking pattern. Like, all of my friends are like very similar.
We have the same thought process. Yeah.
Their passions.
Whatever mental illness I have, I recognize in other people, like an X-Man superpower. And then I am drawn to these people.
It's the worst superpower, but it makes good friends.
So is it really the worst?
I know. That's the beautiful moral to the story.
Next one.
What is your most treasured memory?
First time I got my dick sucked.
I don't even remember the first time.
I
do now.
Oh, yeah, now I do. No,
my dad opened the door. He didn't see what was happening, but I think he knew what was good.
It doesn't fucking matter. I've heard.
I was like, we're just watching Jerry Springer, but the TV wasn't on. I'm bad at like I was getting my dick sucked for the first time. You think I was in the state of mind?
No,
I was like, this is cool.
I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, I don't know what my most treasured memory is. That seems too deep, probably.
I have lots of treasured memories. I just can't think of the most recent one that I can think of is
getting my dick sucked.
Yes, getting my dick sucked.
All my memories are me getting my dick sucked. We're really talking about getting our dick sucked on this episode.
Yeah, we weren't getting
death
about
and
the dick
suck.
Old man dabs at ground, death and dick sucking. The Dapper Dads fall in love. All the D's.
The longest title ever.
I mean, if you can make a graphic for it, let's do it.
I don't know. That would be nice. I got an idea.
I mean, the most valued memories. Memories. The most. What the fuck is happening? We've been throwing
episode 14.
We've been throwing our A game so much this episode. Now we're just like,
we are really giving you guys
wiggle do.
We told you to stick around for 14. 13 was
promised.
A shit show, and we got this for you. And I think it's been
I guess the last 3 treasured memories that I carry would be my. Well,
I feel like we do this a lot. Where it's like, I don't know, I can't think of anything. But if I had to guess, I'd say here's 12 things.
Because I don't have a most. I'm not like this is the best thing. But like, because I think of like recent good things that happened to me.
Yeah.
My birthday, my Halloween party, and my cousin's wedding. Those were the most 3 recent things where I was like, life is good. Life's getting brighter. I will remember these fondly when I'm sad for the next couple of months.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think I have one specific one.
Yeah. What is your most terrible memory? First time I got my dick sucked.
First time I got my dick sucked by a guy.
Yeah, it was down here in the dungeon, and it was right before we started the show,
Yeah.
and Drama was just jacking off.
The
The whole
camera
time.
missed that part. Wink, nudge.
Wink, nudge. You show it to me later, be like, send this to 5 friends, or you'll get 7 years of bad luck. And I'm like, shit, he got me with the old chainmail.
I know what my most terrible memory is. Not going to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it because you got to pay $40,000 to get my most terrible
Mine
memory.
makes me so sad, and I think about it when I'm drunk
I
sometimes.
know, same. Like, I think about the worst. Okay, like, I think about the most terrible memory I have, and I'm like, yeah, this was regrettable. I don't want to think. Can we go to the next one? I don't want to think about this anymore.
I think they're just going to get bad, though. So if you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, what would you change? Would you change anything about the way you are living? Why? I like how it's like, why?
Why? Like,
you
I
wouldn't
mean-
change anything if you were going to die.
I mean, I definitely stopped going to work. Like, that's
Oh,
one
fuck
thing. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to work for the last
when
year
people
of my
know
life.
they're going to die or they just won the lottery and then they still work, I'm like, do you need help? Do you need someone to
Is
advise
work the
you
only thing
to
you have in
leave
your life?
work?
And I get, like, if you don't have something productive to do, it's like, oh, a year. But, like, think about, like,
If I'm going to die in 1 year, I'm not going to work and everybody's catching a fade.
Yep,
Like everybody I don't
everybody.
like, even like a little bit. Like one time you bumped into me at the bar. Bitch.
I'm just
Oh
going
my God, that guy seems like he's going to die in a year. I'm
My
like,
fear-
8 months.
8 months and
don't-
counting. Get in line.
Yeah. I'm fucking people up.
I don't know. I guess if I had like a year to live, I would definitely do all the things I say I want to do. Like
Yeah.
something I've said for a long time is I want to go like to Tibet and like check out some of like
Free it.
Well, free Tibet. Not for all the tea in China. But I'd like to go to Tibet and like check out some of like the old Buddhist monasteries and stuff like that. And they have like this old like ancient Tibetan tattoo process they do with like the stick
Yeah,
and the knock
I'm
and
aware.
stuff. And
I show you an entire
I'm like,
chest
wow,
piece.
you look like Maui.
Hurt bad.
But I really would like to get one of those done. So I suppose I would try to do something that would make me feel better spiritually as a person. I'd want to see the world because it's like there's
Yeah.
no fucking point in staying in Rockford if I'm going to die for a year. I might as well just blow my brains out if I'm going to stay in Rockford for a year. before my
Autoerotic
death.
asphyxiation. I'm like,
Um,
God damn.
I don't know. What would you do if you knew you were good? Like if someone, like if you got
Just a
home,
free-for-all.
Yeah, free. Oh man, everything's going.
Like,
Like
quit my
everything.
job. Crazy. I'd shit on like a desk or something.
Oh, I do everything.
fucking-
I get on the intercom and be like, "Yeah, I'm dying in a year, so I just want everyone on this thing to know how I feel about you." So everybody just line up by the fitting room.
Yeah, I'd probably, like I said, I would definitely beat the shit out of a couple people.
Oh, more
the
than a
only
couple.
reason that I haven't is because I just don't want to deal with the repercussions of it right now.
But if you're dying in a year,
yeah,
what's the point? Don't matter.
yeah, I'd probably keep beating them.
Yeah,
every month.
I would beat until my last breath. Let's be real.
Beat it until I'm beaten. You can't hit a dying man.
No,
That's what I'd
you
say.
can't- I'd be like, you can't hit me. I'm dying.
Yeah.
Not for 8 more months, bitch. And then they hit back.
What's next?
What if you were like indestructible for that year before you died?
Oh God, then fucking
Everything.
Watch.
Bitch, everything.
I would probably also do a bunch of drugs because I don't know if I've stated it, but I don't do drugs. I have bad experiences with drugs. But I just throw it out there progressively. Like the closer I got, like the last month, like heroin.
Oh God.
And fuck heroin, but I mean, if you're the only
dying
time
anyway.
I'll co-sign heroin is if you're dying in a couple weeks and then you kill the heroin dealer.
Yeah.
'Cause fuck it.
Because you got.
right?
Because I mean, if you're gonna die, what's the point? You
God,
know,
we
so-
could do a whole episode on if we were dying because I'm just.
oh
thinking
man,
of
there's so
things
much. Yeah,
now.
I'm thinking of all the
I would
shit that I
steal
could do.
everything and drive. I would do I'd break all the laws.
Every single law, I'd do whatever I want. I'd smoke in public everywhere I went.
Long enough, like court lasts a while. I'll probably die.
I'll be
in
dead by
court.
then.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Well, we can't throw him in for life because life ends in 3 hours."
And then you're doing life in prison and you don't die. That's the twist. Everything we come up with is like a bad movie,
man.
but like a good movie. But like,
But like at the end, something
There's
shitty
no-
happens
yeah,
to
there's
us. That's
no,
what,
like,
that's
good
what
ending.
life is for us anyway. It's just it's a good movie with some shitty happens.
true.
Next question: what does friendship mean to you? It means not snitching. Like, what's the fucking problem? And also, bro jobs when I need them.
Yep. Give me that bro top.
Give me that bro top. I'll be your bro bottom if you be
It
my
means
bro
not
top.
fucking flaking.
That
I hate
too,
flaky
yeah.
people. I can't emphasize this enough. I talk about it a lot, but fucking make plans and stick to them.
Made plans with you, and I won't let them fall
That's
through.
one of my favorite Drake lines, and
I
people
know.
are like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Cause it means the
Something.
world to me."
Because
like,
it's
if,
like,
all right.
love you, Drake.
What
Oh.
roles do love and affection play in your life?
Do I look like an affectionate person? Go back to
No, but
episode
I was gonna
12.
say.
Yeah, go back to the episode where we did the Would You Rather, and we talk about how the dads are Casanovas. I mean, I don't know. When I'm with someone, like, obviously, I want to give that person love and affection. I'm not with them because I want them to just like hang out in the background and just be there when I need them, you know?
Suck my dick.
Yeah, just suck my dick. But like if I'm with somebody, like I want to share that love and affection with them, because I mean, like I am a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like some, like I might come across as a little crass and harsh on the show, but like generally I'm a cuddler. I like being sweet, you know. So it's
This
like
is your OkCupid profile.
yeah, pretty much. I'm a real cuddler.
I
and
like short walks on the beach, not long ones, just short ones. I get
Bad
sand in
heart.
my shoes. Bad heart. I don't like my shoes to get dirty.
I like dad aesthetics and trap music. So will you be my dapper date? The Dapper Dad's dating profile.
Oh, we're gonna make Valentine's Day cards.
I was actually thinking about what we could do for Valentine's Day this year. I have some ideas I want to talk to you about after the show.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I mean, I guess like if I'm with somebody, like obviously I want to be sweet to them and love them. So
Yeah.
I mean, I like being loved on a lot. Like I like attention. So
Yeah.
obviously I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like the most important thing, because I like my alone time too. Like I need my me time. So
Yeah.
I'd say like 50%. I'm like a cat. 50% of the time I want to be pet. The other 50% I just want to be left alone and sleep.
Beautiful. Mine, I don't know. Yeah, I like affection in private. I think love. I also like. I don't think of love as just like my significant other. Like I love my friends, and,
Right,
like, the
yeah.
family that I associate with. So
Bro, I tell everybody I love them. I
Yeah.
tell you I love you every
I know.
time. Because my thing is like, and this is a fucked up thing to think, but I'm like,
we could die.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
like if this person dies before the next time I see them, I want the last thing them to know is that like I love them very much, and I
I've
want them to
started
be
getting
okay.
better at that too. Like telling my male friends that I fucking love you.
Oh no, man! I will tell every male friend I got I fucking love them. I will compliment my male friends and say they're looking handsome today. Their haircut
Hell
looks
yeah.
fresh. Their outfit looks nice. Because it's like guys don't compliment each other enough, and it's
Yeah.
like there's such like this weird thing where it's like, oh well, I'm not gay. It's like, bro, you don't got to be gay to admit that your friend looks nice. Like what's so
Yeah.
like okay, what? I
It's
just
only
don't
gay
get
if
it.
you're having gay intercourse.
Yeah, the only thing that's gay is if you are in a gay relationship with
Yeah.
someone and it's established that you're both
Very
attracted
gay.
to each
Yeah.
other in that way. Like there's nothing gay about telling your like seriously, guys, if you're out here, don't be afraid to be openly emotional with your friends. That's how you build bonds with people.
Yep.
That's how you stay close to people, and you, hand of God, never know when you could lose somebody or when somebody will go. Like my friend I mentioned earlier, I think constantly, I'm like, I wish before she died I could have just been like, thank you for all the cool, because she did a lot of cool shit for me.
Yeah.
I can tell you later. Nothing like weird, but like nothing like sexual or
Sounded
anything.
weird.
No,
Yeah,
it's not like
that's-
sexual or
that's
anything.
what people say when it was all sexual.
But like no, she was just a really cool person, and she was really there for me a lot. And I wish I could have just been like, you know, you are a fantastic human being who influenced me in a positive way, and I love you for it.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that chance, and so it's like that happens to you enough, you just start to think like, well, I really love these people.
Yeah.
I want them to know. And some of the people I'm closest with in the world are my guy friends. Like my one friend specifically, he like means the world to me. Like I love this kid, and it's like we get each other. We're like bros on a super level. We can read each other's minds basically, and it's like I love that kid. And every time I see him, I'm like, I love you so much. Please never change.
Yeah.
You know, like build your bro friends up. There ain't nothing wrong with loving another man platonically, guys. Come on.
Yeah. What do we got next?
Let's see. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 items. So we have to go back and forth and say 5 positive things that we like about each other. God, this is gonna 5. Fuck.
Yeah, that's too many. How much you love music? It's like,
I like you. I love your sense of humor. I do, honestly.
I know
Like, you
this
make
is
me fucking
just
laugh.
Very
We're
weird.
falling
now.
in love.
I love your bubbly personality.
Thank you. I love your aesthetic.
It's back. It's no longer quiet.
It's not a quiet. It's your aesthetic.
I love when you scream at people and things.
I love how much you appreciate a good time.
That's true. I love when your life gets dark, but you're able to still suffer through it all.
We're all
and come
able
out
to suffer
stronger.
through it all. I love.
What have we become?
We become a very loving, affectionate
I
show.
know.
I love the way that you are consistently yourself, no matter what. You never try to be anyone else. You never pretend to be someone else. You from the moment I've met you, when we started working together, you have always been the genuine article, no matter what.
Oh.
Last one, make it good.
I love that you're not dead.
I also love that you are not dead. We're in love, everybody.
Yeah, there it is.
Next one.
Yeah, let me see.
23.
How close and
We can't even answer this one.
This is weird. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's?
Here's my response to that question.
And folks, that's not a Lil Wayne lighter flick.
No, that is me smoking my stress away.
I love that. How close and warm is your family? That makes
Warm
it feel
is such
like
they're
their
physically
body, yeah.
like
well,
warm.
they're all dead.
They're all
so it's
very
cold.
they're all very damp all the time. They sweat a lot.
Yeah, my family is very cold emotionally.
Yeah,
and my childhood was not as good as others.
No,
Leave it at that.
It was not, and I don't think anybody had a perfect childhood. You know, like obviously money and opportunity create better childhood situations for some people. But honestly, my family, it's kind of funny. I keep my family the same way I keep my friends, which are very few, very close. Like I know a lot of people, and I'm very good with a lot of people, and I love a lot of people. But the people I consider like my closest, like ride or die people, it's just a handful of people, you know. And I would say my family is very much the same way. Like I'm very close to my mom and my sister, but that is it. Like I am not close to my dad very much. I'm not very close to my extended family. After my grandpa passed away, it was like I didn't really have a reason to be close to my extended family. Like obviously, I don't hate these people. Well, my uncle's kind of a piece of shit, and I hope
full government name.
I hate that piece of shit so much. I would honestly go out on the air and give his information and be like, go egg his house. But like he is not a bad person. He is a very selfish person. And I don't think that makes you a bad person. I think that makes you a very lost person if you're very selfish. Because to be selfless is to be one with humanity, I believe. And if you're going to be a very selfish person, there is no room for you to have capacity to love others within your own heart. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just not close with my extended family.
Yeah, this question is...
Yeah, it's weird. Like we both just like...
I feel like there's more coming up.
We can't like keep doing this. We're not even going to answer this one. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Like okay, I will answer this question with this. So where my sister works, my mom and I both volunteer there. We usually don't volunteer around the same time. It's usually different times. And her boss asked her one day, she goes, so what do your mom and brother get along like? And she goes, well, whenever they talk, I just sit there like this. Because my mom and I are both very hard-headed people, and the more I think about it, the more I realize my mom and I are very, very similar in a lot of ways, and we're both very argumentative and hard-headed and very steadfast in our opinions. I love my mom, honestly. Like I don't like. Obviously, there was shit happening when I grew up, but like shit happens when you're a single parent trying to make it by, you know. So I can't sit here and say I hold anything against my mom for shit that happened, because like my mom has literally done everything in the world for me and my sister. And I know not everybody always has that situation, and sometimes people are in that situation and the parents don't do what they need to do for them because they get so focused on themselves. But my mom, when we were growing up, was the most selfless, caring mother that she could have been under all the circumstances. So really I don't get to talk to my mom as much as I would like, because I don't feel like I can be as open with her as I can with some people. But I love my mom so very, very much. So if your mom's shitty, you don't have to love your mom. But if your mom has always been good to you and she did everything she could for you, text or call your mom and tell her you love her. I know we did this before on the show. You don't have to love people who are shitty to you. But if people have loved you and been very good to you, make sure you let them know that back.
Nice. And then let's try to plow through the rest of these.
I was going to say, because we're on 25, so let's just do some quick fire.
Well, make 3 true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling ... I'll say we are both in this room.
We are the Dapper Dads, and always have been.
We make a podcast.
We what is this we shit? I can't even think of this we shit. We're a good team.
We both have huge cocks.
We're huge ones. Is this my third one now?
Yeah, I guess.
We're both fucking better than most people. I don't know what to tell you.
Damn. All right, spicy. Next one.
Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share blank.
My big cock.
Like you don't.
No, just kidding. I don't know.
I wish that I could have someone I could share like the really deep dark shit with, and no, they won't judge me for it, because there's the shit like you talk about, and there's like shit that like we talk about because like we have that connection, you know, and then there's like some shit you talk with like your closest person about, and then there's the shit you don't talk to anybody about that keeps you up at night. And I would just love to talk to someone about this, with knowing that I could get it off my chest and not have to worry about the ramifications.
Yeah, I feel like I have people like that I can tell everything to.
Well,
but then it's scary because they have too much knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing. It's like, you can't know too much about me because what if you end up hating me?
Yeah, exactly.
27.
Yeah.
21.
If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know.
I have AIDS.
I got AIDS from you.
Interesting.
All right. That's a dumb, weird one. That's too...
Because we already are close friends.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
there's nothing. We know so much about each other that,
apply.
because we're not on like a first date.
Yeah.
Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things you might not say to someone you've just met.
Love your huge cock.
It's all about dicks.
I feel like we already
do this.
Yeah,
like we just
are kind of like
we're very
repetitive.
open with each other every time.
And even these questions have already like hinted in
I
this
don't like this. Is this what ends up making you fall in love with someone because you realize you get pissed off about the same things?
Yeah. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life.
There was 2 separate occasions in 7th grade where people saw my balls. Both of them involved my pants splitting and me not knowing about it. And one of them involved me laying down on a floor. I'm going to take my headphones off and give you a visual for this. So it involved me laying on the floor, stretched out like, and my prepubescent balls just hanging out of my pants, and a group of girls going, "Oh my God, look at his balls!" And that was like, oh, and so I had to wear like my stinky gym shorts for the rest of the day. And then the second time, I was in art class, and they happened, and the teacher saw them from the front of the room, even though I was all the way in the back because I was sitting under the
Huge
table
balls.
with my legs like this. And she was just like,
Look at those.
and just like walked over and was like, there is no
You're out
crotch
under
in
the
your
table.
pants."
You're out under the table.
And that's when I was like, oh, it is a little breezy in here today. So
I felt a gentle tickle.
yeah, those are probably 2 of the most embarrassing things that ever happened. Is my whole graduating class saw my balls once. So there's that, everybody. That's probably why I had no dates in high school, because everyone saw my balls and was like, oh, okay, well, I don't need to. I already know I'm not gonna like that.
know what that is.
I already know I'm not gonna like it, so I'm not even gonna try. There's a psychosis here I just unlocked. I figured it out. These questions are making me realize all the shit that's fucked up about me. I hate falling in love. I can't do this.
I'm pretty sure I've told most of my embarrassing stories on previous episodes,
Yeah,
so go
same.
listen to all of them. Next question. Next question.
I'm literally dying, folks. When did you last cry in front of another person and then by yourself?
When my friend died.
Yeah.
Wow.
The last
Fun time on the Dapper Dads.
Last time I cried in front of people was at my grandpa's funeral. Last time, I don't know. I don't like cry about stuff unless it's something really bad. Like I might shed a couple of tears, like get a little like misty eyed and stuff, but I'm not like a sobber in front of people, you know.
Mine was when my friend died at his funeral, and then by myself was also shortly after that when I would listen to music that they played at his funeral, and I'd be like driving, and I'd just be like, well, here comes this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was nice and fun, keeping it lighthearted.
Tell your partner something that you like about them already.
I feel like we
did
answered this
this.
10
God damn.
times. All right, here, let me get it. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
Okay. My line for this, several years ago, if you had witnessed my stand-up, I would have said nothing, because I believe that nothing was out of line.
Yeah, I think that's what you said specifically.
Yeah, I believe that was actually my my whole entertainment-based personality going forward. Was I will make jokes about it. That shtick talk. I'm about to fuck this. No, I suppose my thought process these days is that you don't joke about things that people can't change about themselves. So that's like good. You obviously don't joke about people's race, their ethnicity, their weight, their sex, their gender, anything like that. One of the etiquette rules I've always carried in my life, which I believe I mentioned before, is that if it's not something someone can change in 5 minutes, don't fucking tell it to them. Don't make light of it. So like, you know, if you got a friend with really bad acne, don't be like, wow, man, you should probably wash your fucking face more. Just realize that person has a problem with that particular thing, and it's not your thing to point out.
And it's probably the most sensitive thing to them as well.
Right, yeah, and because that's what it is.
I have this huge dick, and every time people make fun of it, I'm like, guys, come on, stop talking about it.
Man, if
put it away.
If this was a real first date, I would be like, he is not getting the
This
call
is
back.
how all of my first dates are. It's
Interesting.
hit or miss. I think this is me trying to cope with how serious these questions get. It's
So
like dick joke, right?
My thing is just that, like, if
You know, I talk that dick talk.
that dick talk.
But yeah, I agree with you as well.
Anything that people cannot change about themselves, you don't joke about. You don't joke about someone's race, their weight, their sex, anything like that. Especially, like, the thing that grosses me out the most is when people joke about, like, disabilities and stuff. And it's like, I have a physically disabled sister, and so, like, I'm fairly sensitive to stuff. I actually kind of yelled at somebody the other day because I was at a store and I came out and there was a car in a handicap spot, like the first handicap spot close to the building. And I have this weird thing in my mind just from growing up with it where I always check their license plate to see if they have the handicap. And then if I don't see that, I look and see if they have the tags. And it was just these two young kids. Like, they couldn't have been more than like 17, 18, just dumb fucking kids. And they were parked in a handicap spot. And I was like, hey, just a real quick question for you guys. I'm not trying to insinuate anything. Just so you know, if you park here and you don't have the tags or sticker, you'll get like a $200 fine. And the kid was just like, yo, whatever. I was like, you realize that the spot is for people with physical disabilities and not you just because you're a jack-off who smoked too many J's of ditchweed for the first time in his life and now wants to go get some fucking Oreos. I was like, you should move out of the spot for respect for people instead of just being a dumb little shit. And so, of course, me being 60 feet tall, wearing a leather jacket at night, screaming this and pointing at people with my cigarette, it was very upsetting to people. They ended up getting in their car and pulling out of the spot, though. I was like, good. I was like, you need to fucking not do that. Because, like, I had a girlfriend one time, the girl I was with when I was very sick. She took my car, parked it in a handicap spot, got a $200 ticket in my name, and then refused to pay it because, and I quote, I was going to take my mom's handicap tag and put it on there so I didn't have to walk too far into the building. And I said, we need to break up because you are a terrible human being.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, just don't
joke about rape also.
Yeah, do not, definitely do
That's
not.
mine.
No,
I
don't.
agree with what you said.
Don't do that. Like,
I don't want to get into that.
I can't.
You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to. Just don't fucking do it, idiots. Jesus. If you were to die this evening, I hope so.
I like that I'm alive. I hope I die tonight.
If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you regret not having told someone, and why haven't you told them yet?
I don't have.
I'm not getting into this onto the air. No regrets. Not even a single letter.
Yeah, I don't have regrets. I honestly don't know.
I mean,
I'm sure there's something. I'm sure I'd die and be like, fuck. But it probably would have been stupid. Like, I was going to tell you about how Young Thug got stuck in his hoodie and I couldn't.
I mean, like, obviously I'd want to, like, tell my mom and sister that I love them to death, you know, and just, like.
Yeah, but I feel like.
Everybody thinks
I feel like,
though, you know?
Yeah, everyone thinks
and not
that. And
everybody
everyone
gets that
knows,
chance.
like, yeah, you never get the chance. But
no.
Let's see if we can plow through these
there are
last
three.
3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 more questions.
Because,
okay.
yeah, we're running long. We're giving you the full dick for that last episode. Your house, containing everything you own, catches fire. Whoosh. After saving the loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash and save one other item. What would it be and why?
Comrade Bone Daddy, because he's obviously the reason the house burned down, and I have to go take him back.
You have to murder him.
I can't murder him. I just got to take him back to the alleged bar in question and make sure he gets put in his resting place so I can finally have peace in my life again. Maybe that's what you need to do, is we need to return it back.
I'll be in Chicago tomorrow.
I'm
sorry.
If he's gone next week, we're going to fight. We'll have a fight on the air.
It's for our lives.
I don't care. Well, I'll die for this show. I ride or die for this Dapper Dad shit. I do the Dapper Dad dash
That's why I'm
on.
trying to save him.
Listen, man, I do the Dapper Dad dash on life if I can't keep Comrade Bone Daddy.
Jesus Christ. Mine would be my computer. I know it sounds stupid.
It's got everything.
Got all this shit, and I'm just on it all the time. There's probably something. Actually, I don't have anything important. My life is sad. Next question.
I mean, like, there's stuff I have that, like, means shit to me, but, like, it's just material. It can be replaced, you know?
True.
Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find the most disturbing, and why? My question is, why does it have to be a disturbing death? Can it be, like, a jarring death, like a soul-shaking death? What death would be most disturbing?
Soul-shaking death?
Like, okay, because, like, there's people in, like, okay, honest, hand of God.
We can't
if I got a call tomorrow and they were like, Drama's dead, my soul would be shaking. I'd be like, God.
I hope so.
Fuck,
that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
I'm like,
your death.
Fuck, I can't do this show by myself. Honestly, it would either be my mom or my sister, honestly, because, like, I know no matter how much I would try to prepare myself, even if I knew it was coming, I could never prepare myself for it. So, like, just because they're my family who is so close to me that it's like I can't see myself losing them and like being okay in any type of way. Like when they go, you better be ready to be along with me for some crazy shit because I am going to lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah. Mine would probably, I guess, be my sister. I don't know. I don't try to put too much thought into that.
Yeah.
Final
Last question. This is going to determine if we've fallen in love
All
or
right.
not.
I'm feeling it, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back on how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen.
I think my dick's too big.
I woke up like this.
Is that it?
I woke up pissing my pants. I mean, bro, like I don't know.
have a serious.
No, I mean,
thing.
like I got.
You know too much about me.
Yeah, same.
So you already know.
You already
That's
know
what I
all
mean.
the
Yeah,
bad
if we
shit.
just met,
Like
and,
this is
and our first date was on a public forum like this,
like going out to like
and we
three
had like
niners.
5 hours to do this.
Go out to like Vintage and ask someone all these questions. Like, yeah, that'd be another thing. But like, I don't know. You know all my personal problems already because we
I know
just like
too much.
yeah. Well, you know, I'm gonna have to kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that
Yeah,
I don't
that was it.
feel more or less in love with you than I did when we started.
Oh yeah, me neither. I guess. All right. Well, thanks for sticking around. We're clocking in right about 2 hours.
Fantastic.
Thanks for coming back after episode 13. We gave you everything we had on this. I hope you fell in love with us.
Hopefully,
If
who knows?
you-
Maybe some people fell in love with
Yeah,
us
now
when we
we've
were
got
talking about these
stalkers.
questions.
So yeah, all the typical shit. The dapperdad's.com. You can submit anonymously from there. dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com for all your emails. 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Call, text, anything, and we'll fucking talk about it. Also, follow us on social media. I am at BrainDadDrama on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Never mind. I don't know what you are.
Mine is unfortunately a little different because I had a issue about a summer or so ago where some shit got fucked up. So if you are looking for me on Snapchat, you are going to want to look for King Louie 323. That is King Louie 323. Add me. I throw lots of.
Oh yeah, I didn't add you back because I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, fucking piece of shit. So King Louie 323. If you're looking for me. Lots of quality snaps. I will personally snap you if you snap me. I'm not just gonna be like weird.
Huge dick.
I mean, if I get snapped huge dicks, it is what it is. You won't get one back. You're gonna get like a little pin
Little
dick back. Yeah, it's gonna look like a freeze dried shrimp, but like you'll get it
Yeah,
back.
sorry about all the huge dick stuff, guys. We don't have huge dick.
No, we don't. They're terribly sad. So King Louie 323 on Snapchat, Fast Finger Slim 323 on Instagram. If you're looking for Insta, I do updates about the show and my personal life stuff every week. I'm not going to throw out my full government name for Facebook. You can just add us at the Dapper Dads
Dapper Dads
Facebook
on
page.
Facebook.
If you message us, we will respond. We are friendly people.
Yeah, you can message us like 5 different ways at this point.
Yeah,
so do it.
At this
and we'll
point, just please, we're
get
begging
back
for
to you,
attention. Please
or
talk to us.
put it on the podcast. Also, Spotify playlist should have come out this week. Every
Yes.
second Wednesday. I can't figure out how to word this. Bi-weekly.
A bi-weekly
on Wednesdays.
playlist on Wednesdays that gets
So,
updated with tracks.
When you're hearing this, it should have come out on Wednesday. Search the Dapper Dads, or it's like very hard to share. So just go to the Facebook page. It'll be in the description of this episode.
The playlist always includes tracks that we talk about on the show and
Yep.
several personal cuts that we've been jamming out to. So
Yep.
if you'd like to get some good musical recommendations, check out the playlist. And also, since it's on Spotify, if you want to get the full experience, get that Spotify subscription. They have discounts for students. So if you're in college right now, you got no excuse to not
Or
get a
if
Spotify
you want
account.
to just do a family account and pretend you all live together, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's cheap. So yeah, get in touch with us. We're everywhere.
As we leave the show tonight, we would like to make a wish on Comrade Bone Daddy and not tell anybody what the wishes are. So let's give him a good rub.
Bring him down here. I gotta
Yes.
put my hands
So
all
here
over
he is for the visual, everybody. Comrade Bone Daddy.
The camera's probably dead.
Yeah, probably. More than likely. But let's give him a good rub. Okay. Make a wish.
I did.
Me too. Now don't tell me
Beautiful.
what it is or it won't come
It
true.
said I get a bigger dick.